Anyway,
the lower bracket.
okay, it's the lower bracket. Gotcha. But this is a very, very high-class matchup, shall we say? Both of these very, very solid runners, and they've made it quite far in the bracket already. So we expect this to be an exciting and close match. Joining me, we have Slam347 on tracking and Spiffy Thomas helping me on commentary. How you doing today, Spiffy?
Doing great, doing great. How is the chat doing today? We got a pretty good lineup. Ralex, not to be underestimated. He's been showing really strong races. And of course, if you don't know Lynx Unlimited, I don't know what you're doing. But the first category for today is going to be a doozy. Why don't you tell them what it is?
Yeah, so both Spiffy and I were pretty surprised when we saw this category. It is double suit, meaning it's a normal seed other than the fact that both runners start with various suit and gravity suit, which is kind of overpowered. The two best items in the game, basically. So there's not many things in the game you can't do once you find Morph Ball and your ammo. So it's gonna promises to be a very open-ended seed potentially.
Yeah, the complexities of double suit. You would think, oh, you have double suit, what can really stop you? Well, just take a look on your left-hand side, the right-hand side of your screen. Those ammo doors will stop you. However, because we have double suit, water, no longer a stopping factor that you can consider in the logic. Heat, no longer a factor you can consider into your routing logic. It's kind of a crapshoot in the very beginning, especially if you start in a hub such as Business Center.
Yeah. Got to check all the doors, and there's not many things that can tell you to, hey, turn around, go the other way. Now, would you say, in general, does double suit favor the runner with like better overall movement? Because I feel like I can go either way on that with certain arguments.
Well, okay. In my opinion, and as being a participant in the previous tournament, I would say double suit gives a significant advantage to the person who's more comfortable with navigating map rando. Now, Lynx is actually the number 8 of the 100% category record holders. He's top 8. He's number 8. So we know he has the movement. He's very familiar with these rooms. However, that doesn't necessarily translate well to map rando movement. Movement in general, yes, but map rando movement, as you can see, Ralex is keeping up, and it actually just kind of ahead a little bit, just kind of making sure these rooms are cleared out, peeking these items. Really, really good game sense. So, in my opinion, yes, it does favor the faster runner, but you know, that I can't tell who that is at this moment.
Yep. Ralex has peaked. There are power bombs on the top left of GT. That's good information to come back for. I don't think Lynx actually peaked that.
No, he did not. He dipped out immediately for sure.
Yeah. Although Ralex didn't peak the top right item, which is less helpful because you only get the map tile for it. So once we get the map here, that probably becomes irrelevant. But it's West Ocean, so this could be interesting to see if it even loops around in a convenient way to get to that map.
True. All right,
Both
so now
getting
we have
first super missiles. Yeah.
Oh, Lynx, you gotta shoot the block, bro. You know, and 100% that you have Speed Racer for that, and you can make it. He's probably just used to that.
Okay, another more subtleties here. Ralex going in and peeking to see what that item was. It was just missiles, whereas Lynx just turning around knowing he couldn't do that without some form of explosives.
All right, Rayleig's taking a safety safe, and so is Lynx. Lynx taking that bottom of the West Ocean, the left West Ocean item there, and he knows that's power bombs now. And if he can get to the top, that's power bombs acquired. More
True,
supers.
yeah. Because we did just get super missiles. Now, how do you actually do that peek? I've tried it a few times, and I feel like I can never get the camera high enough, even when I jump into the slot there. Is there like a camera manip for it?
It is not nearly, no, there's no camera manip. It's a hitbox manip. You actually have to make sure you either morph, or if you have eagle eyes, you can actually just hold down to shrink your hitbox so the camera pans up slightly higher.
Gotcha.
And that's how you get that peak. Yeah, but you know, I don't know who has eagle eyes that can just tell by the bottom row of pixels from an item. I sure
Yeah, I
can.
mean, there's
I
some
have
items
more
you
every
can kind of
time.
tell, but yeah.
Ooh, Lynx is
All
gonna
right.
risk it for the biscuit. Nope.
Nope.
Always
Okay.
West Ocean, folks. It's always West Ocean.
Except for when it's not. I lost a race for that one.
True. Been there. I've actually seen Aussie win a race because of it. A high level race as well.
Dang,
He
that's
just
crazy.
assumes naturally he was Fantoon and he was correct in his it might have been I forgot who he was racing against, but he won basically because of it.
All right, Ralex going for the Sky Missiles item. If it is missiles,
Everybody's
that's actually
favorite.
quite helpful for Fantoon here.
Yeah, at this point you're basically hoping it is. That's a major.
Oh, it's a major.
Old?
Oh, he doesn't
Oh,
get it. Oh no, that's tragic. Because waiting for the cycle to go all the way back around is yeah, pretty painful.
oh, and he just abandons it.
What's he do? Wait.
He's
Oh,
going
I
for
didn't
these
see.
guaranteed
Right.
missiles, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
fair.
yeah. I didn't see the power bombs.
However, yeah, if this was okay, so
High
Lynx
jump,
gets it
okay.
just fine. High jump. Not
Yeah.
necessary when we're starting with gravity. However, still very nice. Very nice for anything that requires movement, especially if you get it
Mm-hmm.
anything even before 20 minutes, let alone at the 5-minute mark. All right. Nope.
Okay. Yeah, so either way,
What a-
if Ralex wanted missiles, coming back down for those would have been the way to do it. And that shows the value of the peak that he did. Normally you see missiles like that's not something worth coming back for, but because this is Fantoon, that absolutely was worth the knowledge check, I think.
Absolutely. And Lynx is comfortable enough with Super Metroid that he can easily do this Fantoon Supers only. However, he knows it's very slow.
Yeah.
Will he commit or will he grab the missiles?
Yeah,
But he doesn't
if he
even-
does this, I'm actually gonna watch the timer. Because oh,
Oh,
he's
no.
gonna get those missiles. Yep. He knows it's an item, so he's like, you may as well.
So now Ralex slightly ahead, I think.
Yeah, very slightly. But he's gonna have to go around again for high jump. Gonna try the sky missiles again, so that's gonna lose a little time. I don't know. We might see our runners hitting Fantoon at close to the same time.
That's
Like
true.
maybe Ralex 10 seconds ahead.
Yeah, not very much at all. Very easy high jump acquire there. Crouch jump and a P shot is all you need. No need to do anything fancy. I've seen a lot of people enjoy the wall jump to grab the item, and I'm not a fan.
That's
The hang
yeah.
time with the crouch jump just seems superior.
That
Safer.
to me seems so much harder. Because when I first started Map Rando, that naturally came up pretty early. And I was like, I'd seen people do sky missiles before, but I'm like, I didn't quite remember how, so I tried doing it with the wall jump method. I'm like, this is really freaking hard. There's no way. Like, I see people do this consistently. There's no way this is the way everyone is doing it. And for sure, no, just crouch jump
definitely
shoot.
not. All right, so we got a first slow pattern for Ralex. Lynx just now joining the Fantoon fight. Another slow for Ralex. Is it Ralex or Ralex?
Ralex, yeah. I asked him one time. It says it's pronounced like Alex.
Okay.
Also,
You know, if
welcome
Lynx
Raiders.
gets a mid fast, he's actually just going to catch right up.
Yeah, no,
Gets
this
the
Fantoon could
mid.
literally change the lead.
Ralex getting a little bit of trouble here.
Ooh, getting bullied. Oh, and the
Ooh,
Flame ate his only
no.
missile. This is
Misses,
pretty
yeah.
unfortunate.
Just
Yeah, and it looks
barely
like Lynx is
mistimed the
close
eye
to done
open.
here.
A slow for Lynx. First third round.
Yep, but he gets it in 3.
Got it in 3. So now Lynx is showing his expertise and all that grinding he's done in category speedruns. Very clean Fantoon. Ralex, honestly, would have been right there if not finished a little sooner, but he barely mistimed his shot and only got half the flames while the rest of the other remaining flames ate the missiles that he was trying to
Yep.
throw into his eye.
Yeah, those.
Aussie wants that bug boost. No bug boost for Lynx. He's an expert level tech. I love that bug boost. Once you get it consistent, it's nice. You save the power bomb, and it's faster.
Yep.
Just barely. Actually, it's a wash. Depends if you kill the first bug or not.
He did kill the first bug.
Okay.
No bug boost. Sag.
I think it was just as fast. No bug boost. So now we got Fantoon going back for the map in the biggest region of North Air, not to mention it is an objective as well. I expect to see not much else here. Maybe Spazer Beam. Double suit start. We have all the ammo now. The world is completely open pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hello, Mother Brain.
Yeah, I think
and Ridley.
Speed and can fly would be the only like problems maybe that could come up.
Mm-hmm. So we got 3 more majors here. 2 at the bottom.
That's gonna be a short escape.
Top at mid-rater. Yeah, very short escape.
And guess what? It goes through Batu and E-Tank.
Classic.
I really want to know why that is so common. There has to be like some sort of like mechanical explanation for why that happens so often.
Oh, my mistake. Two more majors. 2 more majors. I thought there was another one by Ridley, but there's just an E-Tank. Which they could use. Minimum 3 E-Tanks, unless you want to pull out some bad tricks.
Yeah.
We don't talk about.
We don't have
those
X-ray,
here.
so.
Now with Brinstar below them, one of the biggest zones, Torian above them, it really depends on if they're going to take a divergence here or not. Majors are, well, that solves a lot of the ammo issues.
Yep. That's basically go mode. Just need one more tank after this one that Lynx picked up.
It says safety save there. If that's a safety save, a nice little pivot save, yeah, that's a fantastic pivot save to check Torian, sir. We are definitely going to see somebody, I assume, go Torian right now.
Yeah,
I know from Lynx.
Yep. I think Bryn is the most like reasonable choice here, just because like it feels like it's about the same distance, and Bryn is way bigger than Torian usually.
True.
But
at this point too, you can't.
Oh
really
no,
tell
Torian's
the
way
way
closer.
Ends.
Yeah, I just spotted that T. That makes more sense.
It's not too much closer though, to be honest.
Yeah.
So Ralex
it's in the same room as the
Perfect.
Right.
So
Bubble Mountain has a
Ralex
save that could be a good pivot.
Yes,
if
exactly.
Bryn ends up being nothing,
pivot.
but
honestly, even if Bryn isn't nothing and Torian is, it's not the worst check because the pivot save is right there in Big Pink. Not to mention, you know, Torian being small, map is probably in Narnia because Torian loves to be tragic like that.
Yeah.
And then, if there is something, suddenly you've already cleared something that your opponent, well, if someone who didn't go to Torian did not go to.
Yeah.
All right, so Lynx is prioritizing these majors. There's our Spazer Beam. I thought we'd find pretty soon. Probably not feeling too good about that, but you know, charge Spazer isn't terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, especially since you have charge and you only have 5 supers, you take any beam you can get. Of course, Plasma's going to be the next major we find.
You're right. All right, so Plasma Pirates at the end of this long one-way. Gonna be missiles. Okay. Ralex gonna try to pivot.
That was the quickest revert.
That's pretty far for a map in Brinstar. He has everything he needs to move around, though, so I believe he's just gonna book it towards the map. Ralex, not having speed, gonna find a nice little item lock there in Waterway.
Ah, just G-mode it. We'll be fine.
Yeah, the problem with G-moding it, you say you can't really acquire it.
Ah.
Once you overload the PLMs, the items disappear as well.
No, you can still pick it up. You just can't leave with it.
True. If you use X-ray on the other side and trap yourself. There.
I fail to see the problem.
The most tragic of item checks, just to check. All right, hello, loaded Brinstar. Holy crap.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 majors. 1 acquired already.
Double sandpit, both with
But
majors.
here's an issue. Ralex is now praying. If you're a Ralex, sorry, you're praying that there's something in Torian that makes Lynx want to go back. We saw 2 more connectors from Brinstar. And if there's nothing in Torian, this is quite tragic.
Yeah. That alone can decide the race just because of how much time you burn. And Ralex has not found a quick map here in Torian either. He's been here for quite a while and has not been able to locate the map station.
He's turning around. He's leaving.
That feels really bad.
That feels extra bad.
Really bad.
You've got nothing. Yeah. When your opponent is the number 5 seed Lynx Unlimited, you gotta kind of just stick to your guns.
So, you said there were there 2 connectors coming out of Bryn?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got Criteria on the bottom and Meridian on the right.
Yeah. So that could be an opportunity for Ralex to make up some ground if they diverge again coming out of Brinstar.
Very fair.
Yeah, just making a little hopeful prediction here.
Copium. Ralex did not take that pivot save in Norfair in Big Pink.
Yeah. Which, I mean, in his situation, I feel like that makes sense. Because if your only 2 options are Torian and Bryn, if you're going to pivot to anywhere, you'd rather, like, revert all the way back to Torian if you're just going to change your mind about going into Bryn.
Oh, yeah, no. I just meant he didn't take this pivot save before going into Torian.
Oh.
So that's why he didn't revert out. He found
Gotcha.
he found below Spacer and ended up just walking back out.
All right, what do we got here? There's Plasma.
That's the full beam. Lynx is Ralex is praying that Lynx does not find speed and gets speed locked. I think that's might be the only thing, but with 2 more majors here and 2 more connectors, it's not looking good for Ralex.
I think we're also missing 2 bosses. That could be
in Torian.
Something else. Yeah, it could be in Torian. And Lynx could just as easily get stuck trying to find the map as Ralex did. Which wouldn't make back all the time, but it would help.
Yeah, so far the convenience items are basically all Lynx got. He's got more power now. He's got Spring Ball. Really not too much there for logic once you had double suit. However, that convenience and that power might just make blowing through these enemies really, really quick. All right, so for those of you just jumping on in, SpeedGaming 6, thank you for the raid of 25. We forgot to announce that earlier. This is the lower bracket. I'm sorry, the gold bracket, lower half. Loser's half? Well, I don't know what you call that. The lower half.
I think we generally call it lower bracket or lower gold bracket.
Gotcha. Losers doesn't sound very nice.
Yeah. I spend enough time in fighting game communities. I'm just, it's whatever.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. If you've been in the fighting game community, then you know. All right.
But this is a double elimination bracket. Both of these runners have lost 1 match. They're still in the running to win the tournament because it's double elimination. They would just have to win twice in grand finals if they got there.
You know what? We only have 1 missing boss.
Oh, really?
Dragon's in the bottom left of Brinstar.
Yeah. Have we seen Kraid?
We have not seen Kraid, but we've seen Ridley.
Oh, we did. Okay. I forgot about Ridley.
So Lynx actually leaving behind this Dragon for later, unless I missed a speed lock of some sort. All right, making quick work of this neck.
Very quick work.
so branching down from both. Ralex is gonna have some routing to do to get all these majors. Soon to acquire all of the beams. Meridia looking a little far for that map, no?
I didn't spot it. I was watching Ralex.
Yeah, Lynx is so fast with his podman. He's just trying to get the general layout of
Yeah.
where that map might be.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Meridia map. Don't blink or you miss it.
Major wrecked ship. No bosses. So this,
No
I
bosses.
mean, if Ralex is gonna make a comeback here, I think this is the way. Where you go into Meridia, there's nothing here. You go into wrecked ship, there's also nothing there, and then Ralex checks criteria
Goes
and
to
finds
criteria
Kraid.
and finds
Yeah.
Kraid. He's gonna get
That would
full
be the
beam
way for
power.
Ralex to bring this back.
There is Ralex's full beam combo. Links are going on through Metroid Room 3, sparing those Metroids for some reason.
Well, you never know when you might need a farm.
There. Ooh, okay.
With double
It's a
suit,
big
less
hub
likely,
here in wrecked
but
ship. This is a big hub.
yep. Okay. Skipping that item, which I think is fine. If you're going for the map, well, all you really need to do is find Kraid at this point from LynxX's perspective. So
Exactly. And the chance of that being speed booster is tiny.
yeah, probably like 1 out of 80 or something.
It's pretty rough. No pivot save for Lynx.
Okay. Did Lynx check the sand pits in Bryn? I don't see any extra majors on his tracker.
I don't believe he did, actually.
So this could be our speed. See
So
bombs.
sounds like there was a problem getting to their speed booster for Ralex.
Map
Yeah,
time, and there's
so,
nothing here. Okay. So
And
this
Lynx
just
is
got
back in the
interesting.
Brinstar, so this is very close now. Now that Ralex
Yeah.
has speed, and soon to be enough more ammo, hopefully they'll both just go into Cratera and they're right on each other's heels. So yes, speed lock was a problem for Dragon. I believe the chat is saying
Okay.
Decora was leading to
Gotcha.
Dragon. Does Wreck Ship link? No, we do not believe it does. The top of the
No, it doesn't.
Norfair was Torian, where Ralex has already spent some time into, but Lynx has not.
All right, so I would say Ralex is kind of in the lead right now.
Yes,
Because
absolutely.
Lynx is going down these sand pits, and then the sand pits led him away from Meridia, so he's just in Criteria right now.
No, it's a great positioning for Ralex to be in for sure. Absolutely, I agree with
However,
you 100%.
if this does not turn out to be where Kraid is, that lead disappears, because then Ralex is going to get baited into Meridia instead of going back to Torian. So it all depends on where is Kraid.
So we are getting from the chat saying that Meridia and Wreck Ship are speed locked, and Lynx was clearing them. This could be tough, though. It's not over yet.
Yeah. All right, Criteria map. Oh wait, no. Next room. Yeah. All right, what do we got?
And there he
There's
is.
Kraid. Okay,
There's Kraid.
so Ralex now has full boss info. Got double suit, he's got speed, he's got full beam and charge. He is going. He doesn't need anything else. So he's just a few steps ahead of Lynx right now.
Oh, this is such a close race. The escape
really
is
is.
also very, very short. Mother Brain's in
Very
Norfair,
short.
ship is in Norfair.
All right, we got Kraid. Any DLC today? What are we gonna see? Hopefully no zombie crates. That would be tragic. Nice, clean, quick kill from Alex. And he's out of there. Quick high five coming up.
High five. So Ralex kind of has an issue at the moment where he doesn't quite have the ammo he needs for Mother Brain, and I don't know if he realizes this. 18 projectiles is the minimum for Mother Brain.
Yeah, that could be a problem. We've seen that decide a race before in this tournament. Especially, it's even worse if Ralex doesn't realize it. Hopefully he does. He just needs one more missile pack. Also, blink and you miss it. Nice quick kill from Lynx.
Oh, he did it already? I didn't even see it.
Right? We were busy talking about ammo, and in the meantime, Kraid ate a bunch of ammo.
Oh, a crazy match. All right, so gonna have to show some expertise here in the worst room in the game. Called that
Ooh,
for you.
that didn't work out.
That's a couple of hits. You're just gonna have to
He
beam
does
him.
have, yeah, he's got plenty of charge beam to take care of this.
And this is room for Lynx to catch up.
Uh-huh.
He knows worst room. He knows how to do it. Compare that to Lynx's side here.
Step one.
And a very
Step two.
clean
Nice wall jump,
textbook
and he's up.
worst. Very clean wall jump from Lynx.
Not quite enough to close the gap, but it's closer than it was. This is going to be a very tense ending. One misstep on Mother Brain, one little extra detour for Ralex grabbing an extra missile pack.
Or even worse, not realizing he needs it.
Yeah, that would be the worst outcome here.
Lynx taking a little detour to make sure to get those ammo he needs for Mother Brain 1.
That could also make a huge difference here. Because, yeah, at 10 and 10, you are at pretty much your minimum.
Oh, man, Ralex. This is such a fast seed, too. We're only at the 27-minute mark, folks.
Yeah, dude. Feels like we just started talking about it a minute ago, and we're almost done.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm trying
I gotta
to,
say,
like...
Ralex is not playing like a person I would expect to play at the 22nd seed. He's playing phenomenal right now.
He is, yeah. He has been grinding lately. Like, the improvement we've seen from him in just the last few months, and it might have been longer than that, but in the last short while has been crazy. I'm trying to watch his mini-map, though, to see if there's any, like, quick missiles.
There's
one in
on the
Main
way
Street?
back. Yes, one in Main Street on the way back from Dragon.
Okay, that's perfect.
Wow,
I keep forgetting we
did
still
Ralex
have
just
other
do?
boss fights to do.
I know, same here.
But I think both runners are going to route these bosses pretty much the same way. Again, Ralex taking a quick detour for this missile pack, it looks like, or not.
Not yet. He's just
Not
gonna
yet.
grab it on the way back.
Yeah. He's barely going to have
showing
enough
off
ammo
that
to break the
stick
turrets
move
here.
ball. And I think that is exactly why he did not take the top of Main Street. He did not want to spin the supers so he could break the turrets.
Mm-hmm. That's actually a really heads-up play.
Yeah, made him take a slightly slower route, but it's much safer this way, especially since he didn't take that detour to heal. Now, Lynx is going to show off his expertise with this 100% kind of dealio. Oh, never mind. They got X-ray.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I was waiting for
textbook fight here.
Sparks. I was waiting for Sparks.
Nope.
When did they even get X-ray? I can't even remember. You think Lynx is ahead? At the moment, Lynx is probably ahead. especially since Lynx is more than likely not going to get this tank. He's got 4 already.
Oh,
And there it is.
You were hoping for a missile or a super there from Ralex's end, but it was nothing. So yeah. And with that, that's all it took. Lynx is now in the lead.
Gonna get some extra missiles so he can spin those supers on Mother Brain 2 instead of 1.
Both runners getting first try on the short charge.
It's not an easy short charge.
No, it's not.
Not easy at all. But expect it to be on the docket for first try for Lynx, honestly. You don't get to be number 8 at 100% without knowing how to do that short charge consistently.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good one for Lynx, Eddie. There were some unfortunate detours from both runners. Ralex went into Torian early, and struggled to find the map, ended up having to bail on it. But then Lynx also had to check Meridia and wreck ship, which ended up being nothing.
Yeah. And the reason that Ralex ended up catching up and was actually in the lead for a little bit is that he decided to go down both sand pits, both of which had majors in it, and it ended up being speed, and a few other things that wasn't too important. However, the exit of those sand pits led to Criteria, which is exactly where Kraid was, while Lynx ended up getting the map for 2 other zones while skipping the sand pit majors. He had a nice little revert to the middle of the sand pit area, though. Yeah, Lynx's movement is really showing here.
Mm-hmm.
Rag was getting bullied by these cactuses. Now they are both on their way to Ridley.
Nice. Spark number 1.
And clean
And
spark number 2.
Very clean Metal Pirates.
Expect the same from... close enough. That'll do.
Yeah, just gonna take the plasma, or yeah, take the simpler kill. Oh, trying to do the X-ray. There it is.
And Lynx is perfectly comfy with this loadout against Ridley. Right up his alley. Just clean.
That's a dead Ridley
from Lynx.
Now all that's left is Mother Brain and a very short escape.
You're not going to see these folks pause anymore, probably. Maybe a flash just to double check the routing, but
yeah,
it's pretty straightforward from here on out. They peak Mother Brain fairly early. Ralex having a little bit of issue with the Ridley kill. Finish it in due time. But I still got to say, Ralex playing very, very well.
Yeah, very solid. Just yeah, the Torian detour and like a couple missteps in places like worst room in the game, which all things considered still didn't trip him up that much.
Really didn't.
But just when you're up against someone like Lynx, it's like those tiny mistakes can lose you a ton of ground.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really kind of unfair to call them mistakes even. It's just a decision that you made and it didn't work out. We only knew it was a mistake because of afterwards, so... Honestly, mechanically though, he's on fire. He's moving like someone I would expect it to be probably top 15.
Nice quick down back Zeb skip from Lynx.
One of his missiles got blocked.
Like it. All right,
y'all. You know what time it is.
Yep. Get your guesses in. What do you think?
What do you think it's gonna be? Words?
I want to go 35.
35? That might be a little short for hard. I was gonna go more like 50.
Yeah, I feel like 50 is too long. I can see 45.
Split the difference, call it good.
Sure.
Did Ralex just double down back business center? Yes, he's moving very well. I'm assuming he has some kind of speedrunning experience.
It's Dead Mother Brain.
That double
Lynx.
down back is not easy, by the way, folks. It's very difficult. Weaving the super in there too makes it even tougher. But you know, that's any percent check.
35.
Wow. All right. Right on the money. My co-commentator, Wordsayer, gets the cookie.
And Beastworm and I don't know how to say that name.
Forens?
Forens? Forens? I don't know. Forensic? Congratulations. You both win a metaphorical cookie.
We can give you a browser cookie instead if you want.
Yeah, we can do that. That could be arranged.
All right, so a heartbreak for Ralex here as he realizes that Lynx is finishing. Get your GGs in the chat for the winner of our first of the best of 3 Lynx Unlimited, the number 5 seed. Ralex, I hope you keep your head strong, buddy. Finish it out good. You've put on a heck of a performance, dude.
Yeah, it's tough. It's like on the one hand you feel good because you're the lower seed and you were that close. But on the other hand, it feels terrible because you were that close and you couldn't win it.
Yep. Oh, he forgot Chip was in Norfolk.
That's unfortunate.
That's okay. He probably saw the finish just now.
Yeah.
Finish it on out, buddy. You got this. Now, keep in mind, everybody, that this is the number 5 Lynx versus the number 22 seed Ralex.
Yes.
It's not something you would expect to be this close, but it was this close. And with a double suit seed of just 36 minutes, that's incredible.
Yeah.
All right, folks, get your GGs in the chat for our runner-up in the seed, Ralex. Very strong performance. If you want to go ahead and follow the runner to !R to get their Twitch handles, !C to follow the crew, Wordsayer, myself, and Slam347 on the tracking. Thank you for tracking, Slam. But yeah, what an incredible race. Honestly, a lot more straightforward than I would have thought for a double shoot seed. Wouldn't you say?
Honestly, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there were
typically,
like again, we saw our runners visit the 3 areas that were kind of pointless. So like they're definitely worse in branching paths, but even those were still pretty straightforward. Yeah, like you could do this seed really quickly, just because it's just kind of one step to the next, and as long as you don't pick the wrong region, then you're zooming. This could have been maybe I don't know if it could have been sub 30, but it could have been really fast. It was really fast.
Yeah, exactly. And I was just thinking that even though they started in a giant hub that is business center, they ended up doing all the doors. They checked all the doors. However, there was still basically only one way to go because super door, power bomb door, missile door, just stuff they couldn't do. Something that we don't typically see with double suit seeds. And I actually just double checked Lynx's times that he got the items. He grabbed Wave Beam, which is very close to the middle pivot save in Brinstar at 16:57. He didn't revert and get the speed booster till 23 minutes. So he spent about 6.5 minutes just running around Meridia and Wreck Ship.
Crazy. So yeah, he could have feasibly gotten this at around 30 minutes.
Exactly my point. Yeah. And for starting double suit is not typically that uncommon, but yeah, this was definitely on the faster side. Absolutely. Just now comparing that to Ralex's time, he got the speed booster at 21.5 minutes, so about a minute before Lynx did. And so he had about that minute lead and then just throughout the Dragon fight, and Lynx leaving immediately while Ralex is trying to check the other items over there.
Mhm.
Didn't get what he wants, just another powerbomb pack. So yeah, just ended up kind of losing that time little by little, and then yeah, just managed to fall behind just barely. Just barely though.
Just barely.
I would
All
this
right.
performance from Ralex, I think, would beat most of the people out there.
Definitely.
A
100%.
47-second pause menu.
Jeez, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, Lynx had a 134. 47 seconds. That is an insane pause time. That's crazy.
Absolutely. Sheesh. That's might be one of the lowest I've seen yet.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it helps being on a double suit where there's only... And welcome back. We are here with Game 2 of Lynx versus Ralex. Game 1 was a double suit race, double suit settings race. Lynx took that one in a very narrow margin with some superior movement and some slightly better, slightly more fortunate decisions. But we're excited to see Game 2. This one promises to be just as close, I feel like. Joining me here on commentary is Spiffy Thomas. How you doing, Spiffy? Why don't you tell us about the game mode we have for this race?
What's up, SpeedGaming fans? I am Spiffy Thomas, and this time we have the item draft category. Now, this one's a new one for this tournament, and it works like so. Whoever is the higher seed chooses player 1 and player 2, and I believe Lynx chose to be player 1 in this instance. And the entire list of majors, it's up for grabs, except for the 2 that the players veto. And in this case, Veto ended up vetoing... What was it he vetoed again?
Have it written down. It was Varia for Lynx and High Jump for Ralex.
Yes. So now, as the number 2 player, Ralex, since he vetoes second, picks first, and he chose WoW.
Wow.
Wow. All right,
Suddenly double
nice
suit.
Veto. Suddenly we have another double suit seed. Let's go, folks.
Jeez.
And speed.
No speed lock. We're zooming. This is gonna be another.
This is gonna be a 19-minute
Run it back.
seed. Oh, yo, nice random start. Let's go.
Dude, that short charge from Ralex, that was crazy. He totally did not need to do that, but he had walked forward a little bit, so he just like, screw it, I'm gonna short charge from here.
Did we just screw the veto item veto? Screw random start. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we have traditional stuff.
Yep. Ship start. Yep. And morph. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So Ralex
orbs in another area.
Ralex with a slight lead simply because he found morph before finding that bombs, because you cannot collect that bomb item without morph.
I know. Well, Lynx turned right back around for that bombs. I think he will.
Yep.
All right, so folks, we didn't get to finish explaining an item draft. So Ralex, because he vetoed second, gets to pick the item they start with first, pick screw, and Lynx picks the item that they start with second, which ended up being gravity, more than likely because he felt very confident in his movement that last game. If you didn't go watch that game, watch it back at a later time. It was a really, really good race. But Lynx
really
essentially ended up clearing 2 rather large extra zones and still came out on top. He's looking clean today. Man,
Ralex unfortunately trying to spark across Indiana Jones, which is doable, except not with no tanks.
Exactly.
So that's unfortunately going to cost him some time and some health. But he did find Spring Ball in Indiana Jones,
which is weird because he now has Spring Fling. You can Spring Fling the left-hand side of Indiana Jones. It's not in hard logic, but it is perfectly doable. Lynx, on the other hand, has bombs and can get to Indiana Jones logically.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not like Ralex really wants to skip those bombs anyway. He needs those bombs.
Right. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I swear with item draft, at least 75% of the time, when items are banned, at least one of them will show up within the first 5 minutes of the seed. It's scary how often that happens. Yeah.
Didn't happen for me, but yeah. I've had, my tournament playstyles thus far, none of my items that we've banned have been showing up really quickly. For better or worse.
For better or worse. Okay, so what did Lynx get over there? I didn't see it.
I don't think
Was
he
it
went
just
through.
nothing?
I think it was blocked.
Oh yeah, like powerbomb door. Right. Yeah. So
I don't know. Ralex
once
slightly in the lead?
again, Ralex slightly in the lead, mostly because that was a powerbomb door and Lynx couldn't go through.
Yep. Yeah, but don't worry about that.
Oh,
We still have
okay. Hi.
98% of the world to go through. What is this seed wanting from you?
Ammo, obviously.
Come on. Can we get a late super and late power bomb seed? That'd be great. Lynx does not want to reset this.
I mean, to be fair,
No,
since it's given
not
us
powerbomb
Varia
block.
and gravity and
It's
speed,
not powerbomb block.
Oh, it's not?
No, he just decided not to go through it.
Interesting.
Perhaps he thought the bomb jumps were too slow. He
That's
wanted to
possible.
exhaust his other options first.
Oh,
Not enough health.
okay,
now,
well,
Ralex.
Ralex trying to spark again and once again running out of health. Yeah, trying to do
Single bomb
Indiana
jumps.
Jones without a tank is more annoying than it should be.
It really is.
Oh, no. Well, Lynx is going to
you're
do the
gonna
same
fall
thing
short.
and also going to run out of health.
Don't dip in the acid. Uh-oh.
I think
There's the
only...
ammo.
Okay, yep, there's your missiles. I think the only way to make that spark on this health is actually to jump most of the way across with a speedy jump and then diagonal spark up.
Yeah. So
'cause
Lynx
this came up in one of my
reset.
first expert seeds, and yeah, it's
Yeah.
surprisingly frustrating to deal with.
It's very frustrating. At least you didn't have to do the delayed wall jumps, spring fling wall spring to get the item on the right hand side with high
That sounds
jump.
painful.
It's bad. It's very bad.
Oh wait, what happened to Lynx? He just like
Lynx?
completely revert.
Yeah, he reverted to the ship after getting to the top of Main Street. Figured it'd be a little bit faster than just going all the way
Okay.
down.
Yeah, especially if you're confident in that short charge.
There you go. Here's the spring fling we were talking
doing
about
it.
from Lynx. Oh, barely missed it. Pressed it a little late. Ralex gonna take that very important first missile pack and finds Kraid. Does he? Will he
There you
stay?
No, looks like he is.
All right, Lynx gonna default back to the double bombs. Double bombs for this one is really not that slow. It's just one tile.
No.
It's not too bad.
Ralex just going for the simple 2-missile start to this Kraid fight. He knows he's going to be farming for a while. No point in risking missing shots.
All right, so I missed where Ralex went exactly, but Lynx is gonna opt to go back to the save on the ship and go top right.
Mm-hmm. I think this is where Ralex
missiles
went.
for Ralex. Oh, there we go. Great. Nope. Maybe. Oh yeah, no.
I
this
think
looks
he was
about
going
right.
northeast. Yeah, I think it's up.
I think
this
you're right.
up door. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, this is
okay,
it.
perfect. Gonna get rewarded with 2 more items, another pack of missiles, and I'm guessing a major. Nope, an E-tank.
Okay.
First filler.
That's our first E-tank. That's surprising, actually. That it took this long to get that.
Yeah, everything else was pretty linear though, because that missile pack was so late in the logic string.
Yep. Which honestly kind of makes sense, because like with double suit and speed, you already have access to so much. There's only so many things the seed can do to limit your progress, and it really wants to limit your progress with tricky settings.
It sure does.
So yeah, holding that ammo for
Supers.
so long was about the only way it could have done that.
Exactly. So, first pack of supers goes to Ralex. Just past the crate inside of the green Brinstar shaft. Finds the tail end of Amphitheater. Does not want to stay for that, obviously.
Why not?
Do it or coward. Yeah, I'm a coward when it comes to one
Yeah.
tank and a gigantic pool of acid.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. You know how I say, I signed up for 3 games. I want 3 games. Let's hope that Ralex. No offense to Lynx. I know he's a fantastic runner, but
Mm-hmm.
Ralex, I'm hoping you
No,
pull this
no,
one-
it's
pull this one
no
off.
offense at all. Lynx is such a good runner. We want to see more of him.
Perfect. Exactly right.
Yeah.
Did we see a super lock somewhere? We must have. Oh, there we go. No, that's the amphitheater, so we're going to skip that one.
Yeah, nope, not doing that.
But we did see more missile lock doors at the top of
We
Main
definitely
Street.
did. And that, yeah, the extra supers make those much more convenient, if nothing else.
Yeah. Link's also going to find the tail end of amphitheater. Says no thanks, just like his profile cam picture.
Top of elevator. Says chat.
Yep. Top of Main Street leads to the Torian entrance elevator, and up the elevator is another super lock or this missile door right here.
Yep.
Looks like he's going to go straight to the super door, I think, because that is technically came in the logic later. So he's going to go straight to the right there. I call it a door. It's not really a door.
Yeah. It's the pre-crate elevator.
There was a door. Perfect. Thank you for willing that into
You're both right.
Making me not lie. I appreciate that map, Rando.
Yeah, I don't know. This to me is like it makes sense, but I feel like I get punished for it more often than not. Just being like, oh, supers takes me here. Let me go directly there, because a lot of times there is other stuff on that step that the seed still wants you to collect before going that way.
And another thing about ammo door logic. Let's say you only have a pack of you only have a pack of missiles, a singular pack like the seed started here. If you find a missile door and then find another missile door directly after that without a farm, I believe that's not in logic.
It doesn't expect you to like double back to farm?
Right. I don't think that counts as in logic.
It might have
changed since then, and I haven't checked if that's still true or not. But I remember back way when power bombs were a big deal.
Okay, we've located Dragon.
Big deal. Dragon, okay. Got another tank, gonna find some attic there, past this top super door. I blinked and I missed the map. Ralex gonna try to beat his previous record of 47 seconds on that pause menu.
Good luck.
He's well on his way.
All right, we got another major here.
I jump.
It is X-Ray.
Everybody's favorite band.
All right, where are we climbing?
With ice? Technically with ice.
True.
And the world turn on, he could X-Ray climb that room up there. If it really wanted to.
It looked like a dead end though, so I doubt it.
Yeah, it was just a health refill. I blinked on Lynx's screen too, and I missed the map.
Gotta be quick. Alright, so, well, I wasn't gonna say Aqueduct would be in logic, the snail clip, but we already have speed, so that's kind of irrelevant.
So Aussie in the chat, the logic developer of Map Rando and the #1 seed of this entire tournament says, door logic changed a while back. It didn't use the track that you open ammo doors. Now it does.
Okay. So it tracks your ammo as you're opening the doors.
The word sayer is saying words. That is true, Namjis.
Nuh-uh.
All right, so looking for first.
Oh, well, huh? Nice, nice little graphical glitch.
He must have crashed right before that goop got him.
Yeah. Ralex just showing off all the quirks of this video game. He meant to do that. He's just showing off how crazy the game can be and his knowledge of it.
Ooh, missing these sparks though. Now these kills are usually pretty quick if you have the spark, but without high jump, it's actually very tragic because if you try to speedy jump and you lose that extra height, you lose that height, you're suddenly right in goop territory.
Yep. And also, if you hit the goop during the spark, Dragon will try to flee, and you only get like half the spark damage that you normally would.
Yeah, so far this is a pretty tragic fight for Ralex.
And Lynx hot on his tail with a ton of any percent, or not any speedrunning experience, 100%, probably any percent too.
I'm sure he dabbled in multiple categories.
Yeah, I'm sure. But
Yeah, a little
yeah,
high
he's
five
gonna
to
have a
Dragon.
lot of experience doing the spark kill on this fight. So this
And he's
easily
used to
could be
high
a lead
jump,
change
though.
here.
Yeah, he's used to having high jump
True.
here, though.
That's very true.
But he's very well aware of the timings and the very small, minute details of this fight. That's a clean
dead
opening
Dragon,
spark
okay.
for Lynx.
Getting a lot of swoops here.
Yeah,
A lot of swoops here.
Lynx is not missing a single one of these short charges now. Literally had every single one of those short charges.
Every single one. All right, so it looks like one more spark would do it. Probably some ammo would also do it.
Yep, there it is.
Very clean.
Very, very fast. For this loadout, very fast indeed. Because you don't want to, risk that chain damage with just 163 health.
Not at all.
Little did you know, there's actually a record being held right now, and it's ongoing since forever, for the most chain damage suffered by Dragon on a spark kill.
Oh, really?
And I think the record now is like 700
currently?
damage. I think it's close to 7 tanks.
That's with vanilla mechanics,
it's held
like
by
full power
Lynx.
gravity?
It's held by Lynx.
Yeah.
I thought it
Oh,
was
nice.
Lynx. I wasn't
So
for
he
sure.
knows.
I didn't want to give false info, but people in the chat are saying it's held by Lynx. And is this
funny.
in an actual run or just like practice hack? I think it has to be actual run, right?
Actual run.
It has to be an actual
Dang.
run. That's insane.
All right, so we got a major up here. Not much else in Turian. We're
And
still looking
Kaiserton coming in
for
clutch
Fantune and
with
Ridley, right?
Clip and chat. Yes, we are
Nice.
missing Fantune Ridley. Still no answer for Ridley. Still no power bombs though.
True. Yeah,
Sooner or
no, this
later,
is
we're
pretty
gonna
late
run
to
into
not
a
be having
powerbomb
power
door.
bombs.
Yep. Just the top of my head. Wasteland power bomb locked. What else we got there? Mission Impossible Vanilla from Big Pink power bomb locked.
Right.
Decor Shaft. No, that's not Decor Shaft.
No.
What else is power bomb locked? There's got to be at least one more. Oh well. Speak of the
Well,
Speak
it
of
doesn't
the
matter
atom,
because
and there
Ralex
it
found
is.
power bombs. Yeah.
Wave beam.
There's definitely
best
more.
beam.
Ice gates, ice beam gates. That's
Right,
That's power
yes.
bomb locked. One of the most obvious ones because the blocks are revealed when you enter the room.
True. Very true. So confirmation from the clip held by the most chain damage in an actual run held by Lynx, the number 5 seed of the Rando tournament, is 976 chain damage from a Dragon.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
More health
Did
than
he go
see
from-
in 90% of these seeds.
Did he go 976 to 0, or was it like
To
that
0.
was just the number?
It
and
has
he
to end in
survived?
the death. I think you
Gotcha.
have to die. How did Lynx fall behind early? So he was in the lead in just a bit by peeking the bombs, but ended up not going for Indiana Jones, the left-hand side with the bomb jumps. Turned back around, explored a little bit more, but it turned out the left-hand side of Indiana Jones had their first pack of missiles, which let them open all of the missile doors. And that's how he ended up falling behind just a little bit.
Yeah, and it was definitely some like back and forth on who it felt like was in the lead. Because yeah, just some different routing decisions, and it like, oh well, Lynx is checking this extra door, and that puts him in the lead. Well, no, actually he didn't get through that door, and now Ralex is in the lead. Well, okay, Ralex had to turn around, so I guess it's back to a lot of back and forth in that early game because it was really hard to tell for a while who was in the lead.
Exactly. And Lynx checked top left of ship, which is a dead end to bombs. and that put him behind. But then you needed bombs later on after you sparked Main Street from Orb, and then Ralex was behind because he couldn't find the bombs right away. Yeah,
Yep.
just back and forth with the Ralex a little up top. Big ol' Norfair. No bosses, 2 majors on the right-hand side, one in Green Hill Zone, and I think the other in Croc Escape Grapple? I didn't quite catch that one.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, at this point, the value of charge is going up and up because we've got answers for pretty much everything else now, aside from the bosses.
It really depends. If I get another spot at that Norfair map, which should happen soon, if there's plenty of X's around, this could be a chargeless seed as well. Yep, called those 2 major rooms correctly. People are so good at it. It's true. Ralex is not playing like a number 22 seed right now. He's not. He's playing like a top 12 player, top 16 player.
Taking a couple crab hits, that's a little painful, but no big deal with double suit. All right, we'll see what this Croc Escape Major is if he peeks it. He might just decide to loop around instead of going through the door.
Peeking, baby.
Peeking. We peeking.
Base jump.
Base jump. Gotta let you zoom.
Before the 20-minute mark, I really do like grabbing space, even if it is a little out of the way. But the fact that we already had double suit, 25 and 10, a little bit less risky, or a little more risky to just go for it now. There's a handful of X's around, but they're actually kind of out of the way.
Looks like Ralex is going for
about 4. Yeah. The space jump, especially without high jump, it's pretty convenient to have. Like, well, now I barely miss a jump, but then now I can recover with my space jump.
All right, and yeah, it looks like Lynx also opting to go for these majors. Yeah, because like looking at the layout of the Norfair map, it's like you either go for the majors or you go for the X's, and it didn't, to me, feel like there was enough X's to feel confident that it would be enough.
Oh, Ralex has high jump. Never mind.
Yeah, he got high jump.
Green Hill Zone.
Yeah.
How convenient.
Very convenient. Lynx trying to do, is this a Nevdy jump? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, it's the Nevdy jump.
Wait, how does that work? You got to run for like a couple pixels or?
1 frame.
1 frame.
Exactly 1 frame.
Sick. So it's like a gate glitch, but you're jumping.
Essentially, yeah. I have a little bit better time of actually just pressing the buttons at the same time because the chance of you actually pressing the button at the same time is basically 0. And it seems to be more consistent for me that way.
That makes a lot of sense, honestly, because there's a few tricks where you have to press down and right at the same time for like a lateral mid-air morph on the same frame.
My apologies. It is the
and I almost always miss that.
Sus Raimi jump, which Nevdy was practicing. Credit where credit is due.
Oh, okay.
Just like Eddie is actually not the progenitor of hitboxes, it's actually Gameaholic.
Oh, really?
Eddie's just the most famous for it. Gameaholic was the one that got Eddie into hitboxing.
Oh, nice.
A little bit of the Eddie lore for you there. Lynx opted to not get space jump. Honestly, not necessarily. Not necessary. So yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. We'll see how much time the space jump saves over the course of this race.
In water rooms, I could definitely see it being useful. Yeah.
Or especially if we come across like we come across X-ray hull or like lava grapple tunnel, they would save a ton of time.
Everest being another one.
Yeah.
Navigating Everest, even with gravity and high jump and speed, is a little tragic. If you could just space jump that though, I think that's the room where space jump gives you the biggest advantage with the other 2 items already acquired. Oh, also East Ocean. East Ocean's also pretty tragic without space jump. Sus Raimi was doing the jump in 1926. Impressive, considering that this game Vanilla came out in 1994. All right, so here's the question. Lynx not gonna go for this X here. Got the double suit a little out of the way. Maybe he's gonna be all in on the majors instead.
Could be.
No real beam power though, just the wave beam. However, there's still plenty of map Rando to go. It's only 23 minutes in. These guys are flying with 2 bosses down apiece.
Ralex, expecting this to be Fantoon. It is not, because Fantoon has to be behind a blue door.
All right, don't
so
blink.
Keep that door saw with missiles and just turn around.
2, 3.
Bunch of Ridley.
Oh, Ridley found. Meridia on the right-hand side. I think 2 or 3 majors and Mother Brain.
Yep. I think you definitely go directly for Meridia here, right? Because you're still looking
Absolutely.
for Fantoon. Yeah.
Still looking for Fantoon. Ridley is not on the table yet, and Ridley is close to Mother Brain. In fact, you have to go past Mother Brain to get to Ridley.
Yep.
Definitely an optimal Ridley placement.
Yeah. Because, like, I think there could be an argument where you, like, try to check those majors, because what if you go to Meridia, run into Ridley, and can't kill? But because you know you don't have to worry about Ridley until the end of the game, it's just Fantoon is your top priority.
And here it is, Everest. Exactly where Ralex's spaceship is going to shine.
Also, a quick high five from our runners.
High five. There you go, Flower House, another room where spaceship is nice. and this room.
Pancakes and waiver room.
A little miss short charge, not too bad. Lynx also getting baited by the blue door up top, which is actually pink. A little grapple.
Not really helpful at this point. Dragon's already dead and you have space jump. I mean,
Pants room,
if we have to go across X-Ray Hall, that would help Lynx in that sense, since he skipped space jump, but...
Unless he's very familiar with the X-Ray D-boosts.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little difficult to set up.
I feel like it's still hard to make that save time.
But, yeah. It probably wouldn't save time anymore. But it's still nice to have in your arsenal. He might be familiar with it, but he's definitely going to be running across this grapple on his way to Meridia. So yep, there you go. Lynx is going a little out of his way in Everest, but still plenty fast. Gonna take the bottom route here.
Yeah. Which is still plenty fast, just costs a little bit of health.
Which is, yeah, faster actually, but you know, the double
worst
suit,
room in the game. That's another place for space jump saves time.
It was a tragic for Ralex the first time around, but you know Lynx can do it.
Yeah.
You don't need that, Lynx. You can put that back.
Fantoon at Parlor. Unless there's another zone we forgot.
I don't think so. I think this is our 3rd left map.
Yeah.
It might only be our second. I can't remember in the starting zone it was a left map or not. I think this is our 3rd left map.
And there's Fantoon.
And there's Fantoon. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen the Ralex pause clip I posted, check that one out.
Insane pause times. Like, I thought Lynx's was fast, and then Ralex's showed up. It's like, what? Was that a fast slow or mid slow? I didn't see the first round.
Nope, I missed it completely.
And we got another slow.
No, you can still get that 1% mid.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Come on.
Never happens when you need it. Only happens when you forget that it exists and it's like, oh, whoops, well, I missed a round. Nice 3 round though.
Worst room in the game for Lynx. I'm always prepared for the right side fast. I don't know why. I just feel like that's gonna give me a tournament race some of these times. One time.
Nice.
Oh, Lynx struggling a little bit in worst room. There he goes.
Yeah, he gets up there.
Taking a pivot save, or this is a run through save. Pivot save, just in case.
Yeah. Honestly, at this point, I feel like the rooms we've been through, Space Jump has paid for itself.
It definitely has. 2 more majors, a Kateria entrance and I'm sorry, Kateria we knew about, but the wrecked ship entrance on the western side in the middle.
Okay, so
You gotta go. I mean,
yep, another quick high five from our runners. But yeah, Ralex at this point is just looking for a solution for Ridley. He is one super missile ahead of Lynx because Lynx skipped one earlier.
he might just get 2 right here.
He could. There's one.
There's 1.
And a missile.
And a mispack, but that makes it 30, so. So, if I'm Ralex, do I bank on that major being something nice? In fact, that major by Ridley, I would not bank on that being charged. If there was anything I wish for at this point, I wish that to be ice. That way we get the Zeb skip for Mother Brain.
Yeah.
Unless the speed skip was viable, but I don't think it was.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to look for a farm by Mother Brain either, because I think that's the one thing that can be frustrating if Ridley is right next to Mother Brain, is if you're ammo killing both and a farm is kind of far away. Like if Ridley's far away from Mother Brain, there's a good chance you'll find a farm on the way to Mother Brain, but without that, like when they're right next to each other, you just have to hope there's a refill of some kind.
Lynx getting hit with a slow. The chat has confirmed that it is Big Pink on the way to Mother Brain, so a free skip with speed.
Okay, nice. We got charge. There it is. So that's technically go mode. Other beams would be nice here for DPS, but you can do both boss fights on this.
I think if he's in West Ocean, he's probably going to get these 2 more X's just to really solidify his count. He's already got 3 packs of power bombs, so
I think I would too here.
The ratio's about half and half, yeah.
Well, that loop around is pretty rough though.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. Looks like he's going to go.
Yeah.
Also a fair assessment.
Yeah.
Especially against
if you can get a super missile quickly, it saves a ton of time just in damage. But it's also not necessary. So if it's really out of the way, you probably just skip it. Debating on that refill room, deciding against it.
Every bit counts.
Yeah.
That refill room's going to cost you about 7 seconds. That 4 supers is going to save you more than 7 seconds on Ridley.
True. And again, Lynx is down a super missile. We'll see if that affects his decision making. He might actually go around West Ocean for those X's, since he's at 15 instead of 20. We'll see. We'll see what he does. He's got to find this charge first before that even becomes an option.
Yes. So the chat has been discussing the movement of Ralex. It's insane, y'all. I don't expect the number 22 seed Ralex to be moving as well as he is. I'd say he's probably got the movement of like a top 16, top 12 player. Like that, just that angle shot on that green gate right there.
I'm not brave enough to do that. Just like, I'm just gonna walk under it and shoot straight up because is that gonna bonk? No, okay.
Yeah, no. If you spark through that door at all, you should be safe. Unless you're too high. I think maybe the top tile.
Yeah, I've had way too many times where I bonked on that Croc Speedway, that reverse.
Yep. So Lynx going out of his way a little bit. Ends up coming from the top left of top hand side of West Ocean. Ends up just getting another power bomb pack, I believe. Yeah, they were both power bombs.
Wow.
Pretty unfortunate.
Ralex, yeah, Ralex definitely benefiting from not going for that. We should get another beam here. Yeah, it's guaranteed to be another beam. So he should get slightly better DPS.
It is ice. Not necessarily the greatest thing to see because we got a free speed skip. It's actually weaker than Spazer as well.
Yeah. It is the weakest beam option outside of regular pea shooter beam.
Oh, so Ralex turned it off. He's gonna opt for the X Factor art.
I mean,
but only with 13 supers though.
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy is moving like he's been speedrunning this game for like a year. Not even kidding.
Okay, goes. That should give us some supers back.
Yep, as long as he's full on the rest of it, he'll get a few of them back.
Yeah, he got one from the first Kago, and it's like, I'm not gonna waste time on that. I've definitely had my share of like Kago farms where it's just like you sit there for what feels like 10 minutes and you get 2 supers out of it. It's like, really?
Yep.
All right. So X Factor start.
Are we gonna get the 4X? Nope, we're just gonna get the 1X.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. It's worth 2 supers.
Okay,
Oh, he's going for it.
Never mind.
Okay.
Old. 2X. We got the 2X. Let's go. Yeah, this guy is no amateur. He's playing super good.
So he's gonna need, after Ridley turns red, he'll need like 4 or 5 shots. 4 shots.
With wave and ice, I believe it is 70 damage. I can't remember though. I think it's 70 damage.
I think it's 60. I think the 70 is for wave spacer.
Oh, I think you're right. I think you're right on that. Ice and wave, it is in fact 60, so 180. Yeah, crazy.
Right, so Ridley's red. He's not using supers yet. There it is.
Oh, he's
definitely done more than 4 shots. Okay,
Yeah.
missed 1 super. That's fine. He should be dead now. Get grabbed. Nice.
Clean.
Very clean.
Now he's got to figure out what he's going to do on this refill. Is anything around?
That is a very good question.
Lynx? Lynx?
Lynx?
Lynx?
Lynx?
We got Emmett Crate all over again, baby.
Yeah.
If only we had a face to go with that reaction.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's just a case of like, you're going back to the end of the game. Okay, this is the end of the game. Go to Mother Brain. It's like, oh wait, it's not. Right. Yeah. Okay.
So he's got this farm in Kagos. He's got the farm from the double Kagos. I think he might just reset and do this once or twice.
Yeah.
Any amount of ammo for Mother Brain is going to be good. It'll be just about the same as the Ridley because they both have identical health. But you also have to spend the 18 projectiles to open up that tank as well.
Yep. Now he's just going. He's gone. Gonna pick up this extra missile pack. Yeah, at this point, any ammo you get is
start X Factor?
DPS.
Yeah. So the Lynx also go in the X Factor.
All right.
He's not used to it. He's mainly a 100% runner, but I'm sure he knows how to do it. Okay, particles are good. Got the super in. 2X. He's gonna go for the 3. It's looking good for 4. 4X. He's got the 4X.
Nice.
Missed 2 particles.
Yeah.
A particle on the 3rd X Factor and a particle on the 4th X Factor. Both missed by hitting the tail. So
worth
if he
7
notices
supers,
that, he'll know. Yeah, he'll know it's worth 1 super's worth, and he has to adjust his count accordingly.
Yeah. Which looks like he's holding the 14 supers, so like he doesn't really have to worry that much about the count. Because once he's red, he knows he's at half health.
Mm-hmm. He's from in the chat saying that Lynx is actually running any percent now.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, another contender for really high level any percent.
Okay, I didn't see where Ralex got the farm, but he's at full ammo now. On Mother Brain. So here we go. Get your escape timer guesses in chat. I forgot where ship was. It was
early.
at the start, right? Ship. Yeah, it was pretty early.
We started at that ship.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a longer escape.
Oh, big pink farms have a really high chance of dropping supers.
Fair.
So he just got 9 in a row. Yeah, that's what the chat was saying.
So I'm gonna say. I'm gonna guess high. Yeah, I'm gonna guess high and say 225. At least that feels high to me.
Woo. I'm gonna go with 155.
Okay.
It's far, but it's not terribly far because Meridia was out of the way. Wreck Ship was out of the way. I don't think we necessarily saw much of Torian, did we? Hey, folks.
No, I don't think so.
Like I said, I signed up for 3 games. I won 3 games. Say it with me, chat. Game 3. Game 3. Game 3.
All right, unloading the supers.
Yep. Catch-ups means the last 7 supers will finish the job. Does not need the damage down at all with his 3 tanks.
All right, what do we got?
Minute
145.
45. All right. We got a
All right.
140.
Yeah.
Nobody
Foxenny
quite.
with
Oh,
145.
Edible Toaster. And
let's go
Cresno. Or Crenzo. And
Crenzo.
Edible Toaster with the 145 on the dot.
Congratulations, you each win a metaphorical cookie.
Yeah, Ralex is playing very, very well, y'all. Like, completely blown away that he's underseeded. He should not be at number 22.
Yeah, definitely.
Makes me wonder, though, who did he go against to get bopped down to the lower bracket?
I can look. Let's see. Ralex, I think, was... Where's the... This bracket is so huge, man. Every time I go looking for matches, it's like, wait, where was that? Okay, so... He raced Rooslugs and then lost to Nevdi.
Well, yep.
Yep. And then he
got
beat
the old
Sky.
Nebby treatment.
Yep. Then he beat Sky and Darth Radius to get here. And Lynx lost to Super Sponge.
Yeah. Another fantastic runner. You'll see him just pop off and hit first place.
All right.
Nearly
Just be
there.
a couple rooms more. Yep,
And
right
there's
there.
the landing sign. Get your GGs ready in the chat. Ralex going to be taking the game number 2 with 26 seconds left. GGs to Ralex, the winner of the second race of this best of 3, returning the snipey favors on Lynx for the last seed. A little bit of spoilers from seed 1 there. Finish it out, Lynx. You know you want to. Game 3. Game 3.
Nah.
Game 3. I signed up for 3 games. I'm getting 3 games. That makes me a happy camper. That makes me a happy camper. What a freaking match so far. You gotta watch the first 2 races if you haven't seen it. Spoilers, cover your ears. Do whatever you gotta do if you want to get spoiled. 2 snipes on the first 2 seeds. The first escape timer was like a 45 and got sniped, and then the second one was about a minute 45 and took the snipe on that one too. Yeah,
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
it's ridiculous. This is a very even matchup. I'm shocked. For those who do not know, for those who coming in on late, for those who coming from the Nitro versus Super Sponge, this is the final race of a best of 3 between the number 5 seed Lynx and the number 22 seed Ralex. Albeit he does not play like a 22 seed, he plays like a top 10 player.
Yeah, he is very much outperforming the seed he has on paper here.
All right, so we are in Criteria starting off in the business center. I thought I saw a couple of objectives. Fantune is one of them. Ridley is one of them. For those who do not know the pick and vetoes, they are in this order. So Lynx had banned the Acid Chozo, and response, Ralex has banned Dragon. Picked bowling for the fans, for the people in the chat who love the bowling pick because we love Fantune, right? But we love extra Fantune related objectives. However, the game trolled us right back and made Fantune an objective anyways.
And that's why you see some people like maybe Cruel Beans, for instance, banning Fantune and then picking bowling to guarantee we get 5 objectives.
Yep, exactly right. And on that note, Ridley was the final selection for the random objective draft picked by Lynx.
And then it looks like we're getting Pit Room for our 4th objective. I think that's Pit Room, right? Yeah. It's a wall pirate that's not pink. Yeah, that's Pit Room. So the Pit Room's a bit of a gimme. You just have to have acquired morph and missiles to activate the pirates in Pit Room and then just kill them. which they take literal pea shooter shots to kill. So as soon as you locate the room, probably you can do that objective.
Mm-hmm. It's a different story if you don't have the power turned on, though, right? If you don't have the power turned on, ooh, Lynx did not go for the Z tank. A Chrome will jump away, but maybe a little too much risk here.
Ooh.
Toasty. Aha, now it's Ralex's turn. Will Ralex go for this? He's shown some really strong technique so far. I would not be shocked if he goes for this.
Yeah,
He's
that
going for
E-Tank, I think you just go for that E-Tank no matter what, because, like, if you don't go for it, you got to run through that heat again anyway. And if you go for it and fail, well, you were probably resetting, so it's fine.
All right, so first the Bubble Mountain. Link's going to find a caution tape door. Does not want to go through that. Could be Torian Hoppers. Could not be Big Pink, though. And Orb found. Orb.
In Bubble Mountain. Orb.
Now, the middle left door, for this to technically be in logic, it's going to have a little runway. More than likely, it will have a little bit of runway. Finds a tank. There we go. The orb lets him get the second item, and the bomb that guarantees that he can return.
You know, I'm gonna take a read on this. I think that Hazard Tape might be Yoink Room, because we have a down door here that could go to a sand pit.
Could very well be. Right, finds a screw attack room, has no logical way to get back up, too much heat, not enough health, and a logic tragedy sprinkled on top. High five in the pre-high jump E-Tank. Now, this Lynx will recognize, yes, he will. He recognizes that the bombs immediately puts the bottom left-hand side of Bubble Mountain in logic. It is the slower version. We usually have power bombs before we see it, but it is in logic with just bombs, the intended vanilla way.
Yep, I'm gonna be honest. As a casual player back in the day, I always used bombs because I hated using ammo for anything I didn't have to.
Yeah, true. All right, Crocomire spotted. Does not want to give that thing the time of day.
Nope.
Gonna go on.
Did he check the down door at all?
Yes, he did. It was Croc.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah. It's not on the mini map. That's confusing me.
He reset it immediately. Like,
okay.
Really, really fast.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
Also,
gotcha.
On the mini-map, it doesn't show the outlines, and I guess because it didn't technically think he was in the room, it won't show it. All right.
Okay, well, we found Spring Ball Maze. That is only accessible from this side without a larger loop.
So Link's now recognizing that his trip into the Chronic Boost room is now going to be in logic now because he has that extra tank. With that extra tank, it means getting to the bottom and the top is going to be in logic. Ralex now finding Crocomire. Also going to take that reset.
Yep, so for both of them, the map just doesn't show. That's weird.
It's just like they weren't in there long enough. Or it might be a little thing about boss rooms not actually being on the mini-map. Something with like the technical side of like how much hardware and processing power it needs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Those who are experts in Super Metroid can tell you more about that. I don't have knowledge on that. All right, so Ralex gonna go through this caution tape door, finds a Torian Hoppers. Hello, Torian Hoppers.
He was not. He was definitely expecting something like Amphitheater or Ice Skates or Yoink Room.
Absolutely.
He was wanting to wall jump to stay alive, but.
All right. Take your time, Lynx. Oh, you gotta do it the logical way.
Yep.
Most people forget this. It's very, very good technique.
Yeah, it is very, very helpful if you're even a little bit uncertain, or if maybe your save is just really far away.
He's not going down yet. With 2 tanks. Well, only 1 logical tank, but not going down quite yet.
Wait, which one was the non-logical tank?
The one Lynx got now is logical now. You're right.
Yeah.
The Ralex is the one that got it out of logic. But is he gonna go down? I think he will. Yes, he will.
Come on, gate glitch with 4 supers. Do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Lynx making the correct choice here. Gonna get the heck out of there. And there it is, the super door. Leading to the exact same room you've been to before, but that's okay, because now you have Morphin Bombs.
Yeah. We got
All right.
beach.
I imagine some kind of water movement. I'm gonna assume speed booster. Nope.
It's super missiles, not
Still
progression.
welcome.
Unless there's a green gate,
Very much
we got to
welcome.
glitch through at some point.
Yeah. So the thing, I've actually Lopter, one of the guys who is heavily involved with the logic and actually the creator of the Plandomizer tool that a lot of the Super Metroid map random community uses, has informed me that on tricky settings, it only expects you to gather about 70% of the available ammo. And if that 70% of the available ammo does not equate to 15 or more, which is the green gate leniency for hard, then it is not technically in logic. So let's say,
Interesting.
yeah, if you have, 15 missiles, but those are the only 15 missiles in logic, then it's still technically not in logic to do it yet.
But if it was 15 missiles and a power bomb, would that count then? Because
Nope, because
it's
it has to be
70% of the items.
It's not 70% of the items. Well, it is 70% of the items, but in our case, it'll be
Right.
for the green gate glitch. It has to be either missiles or super missiles, so it has to be 70% of those.
Okay. So
70%
really,
of the
you
relevant
need.
items.
So in a sense, that makes the number 20 instead of 15,
Pretty much.
because it has to be, yeah, 70% of that ammo type.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Very interesting.
And getting blessed with those super drops there for Lynx.
Yeah.
Wish to see those in freaking 80% run, but you never do.
Except when you don't need them.
Supers.
Nah, never.
I mean, I'm not a top runner, but I've lost some PvPs not having supers. It's very frustrating. Nice little damage KO there, so not to get bopped upwards and lose its downward momentum. Ralex is now on his way up the elevator as well, following in LynxX's footsteps. Lee looking good so far, though. Pretty linear, I would say, so far.
Yeah,
there's
pretty,
high
pretty
jump.
linear. Okay, what does high jump give us? Have we seen water rooms that matter yet?
Not really.
Yeah,
I
'cause
thought
it's
for sure it was going to
all-
be speed, because I'm pretty sure we saw Frog Speedway.
Hmm.
So Aussie 101 in the chat, re-clarifying as the logic developer for Map Rando, and the #1 seed of this tournament. 15 fails, and you only collect 70% of the available miners. So available, not necessarily 70% of all.
Right. Free aqueduct.
I'm pretty sure we saw some.
Have we seen
water,
that?
But I think they just turned
Yeah.
around. Pre-aqueduct. Oh, you're talking about crab
The
shaft.
crab room. Yeah, crab shaft. It took me a minute because for a minute I was thinking happy climbing. Like, no, we haven't seen that, but that's not pre-aqueduct. That's pre-dragon.
The precious room, huh?
Oh no, it's pre-Colosseum. That's right. That's what. Yeah.
Yeah. I do like the fact that the lower behind the precious room, it's just somebody
Yeah.
they spelled previous wrong, and it is just like it's precious.
Yeah. For the longest time, I thought it was just like, oh, it's the precious missile that Dragon is guarding because it's so important. It's just a missile, but it's so precious to Dragon that she has to hide it carefully nearby.
All right, so here we are back in Brinstar with the crab shaft. Gonna find that.
Okay.
But
Hi.
with a simple jump and turn to the top of crab shaft.
Yep. Definitely not gonna do pillars right now.
All right, nice little save.
This is a surprising amount of heat in the near vicinity for only having 2 tanks. But if it's just the one room, this is plenty of help for it. Yeah.
With 2 tanks being in logic now, get the ammo refill. Yeah, it's not too terrible. Just 3 tiles of heat with 2 tanks, perfectly doable. Unless there's more. Hold.
All right, there's
All
pit
right,
room.
there's
That's one objective down.
Objective done.
Fortunate that we found missiles before this.
True story.
That is
Actually,
one
true
of
story.
the very obscure, like,
And there's the
actual
speed booster.
checks for this room. You need to have morph and missiles, or the pirates will not spawn.
Gonna peek on
Yeah,
the
that is
left-hand side. Sees this, he's gonna turn around immediately. I don't blame him for that.
Yeah, it's
just
possible
have
to
a
do it on
save.
this health, but it is scary.
The pit room pirates is actually a pretty good source of health farm. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, he's going for it.
Two items that really hard to pass up. Sure, he knows about Frog Speedway, but it's right here. Can you really afford to pass it up? Especially with 10 supers, you could just take out all the dragons. Another major.
Mm-hmm.
And charge beam.
and missiles. Yeah, just gonna
So
skip
yeah,
the
he's
missile.
very
the
glad he came
missile
back
there.
to this. Will Ralex
Yep.
follow suit?
He didn't get as much health on
He's-
this farm as
he's
Lynx
out of
did. Nope,
Running around,
he wanted to farm more.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's perfectly reasonable. Absolutely reasonable. Gonna be very happy he did when he finds that charge beam, especially with low missile counts.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, taking a little dip in the lava twice
Yeah.
there.
Being
But
thorough
realizes-
killing the dragons, though, so they won't be bothering him on the way back, at least. That's his health
story,
getting a bit low, but he's fine.
Yeah. The way he's been moving, he definitely was gonna make that. I had every
Yeah.
confidence in him for that guy.
But the cost you see of having lesser movement, we'll say, still good movement, but like lesser movement in a room like that is you lose so much health that now he has to cycle back through this room one or two more times just to get the
Exactly.
health back to be able to go back
Absolutely.
through Croc Speedway. So that's an unfortunate time loss, even though he did make it through.
Mm-hmm. And Lynx is reading this logic pretty darn well too. See how the high jump went immediately back to Crab Shaft. Saw the speed booster went immediately back to Frog Speedway.
Yep.
Main Street, eh?
Ooh. Croc Speedway is the way back from Main Street.
Well, 2 tanks is more than enough to do it.
Mm-hmm. We got a spark for this Main Street item. We're gonna find out what it is, and then I think the down door would be the next logical step.
Hello.
Various suit
Various.
is huge. Who needs tanks?
I was, I was literally about to say, at least we didn't get a double seed, but we could well be on our way right now.
We could.
Not even the 15-minute mark. We got Varia, the answer to all the heat we've been seeing.
Hey,
Who knows?
15 minutes
Gravity could be
is
right through
15 minutes more than we had in the last 2 seeds.
It's very true. Very, very true.
Hey, Ralex taking the charge. So I don't know if we had access to other tanks, but I don't believe Norfair Reserve is in Logic until you get 3 tanks in hard, if I recall.
That sounds right, but I've always been really iffy on my heat leniencies for hard.
Yeah. But
Okay,
so
another
charge.
major.
But now that we have
Scan.
Varia, that charge beam is definitely in Logic. So that would put this Croc fight also in Logic, which actually 10 Supers already does that, so never mind. But yeah, that might be... That's probably what Ralex was thinking. I saw charge, let me go do Croc. Because that's usually the first thing I think of when I see charge.
Yeah. The first thing I think when I see charge is like, man, I hope Croc is nowhere near here. It's so slow with just charge.
It is. It really is.
Flashback, my match against Aussie just the other day, yesterday in fact, but we had to do Croc. It was one of our objectives, and we basically had charge only. And literally just, I got a claw swipe orbs almost every single time.
Mm.
It was annoying. All right, so
Space jump for Lynx.
that would spring ball for Ralex. Not bad.
Ooh,
really good
okay.
movement with that high jump.
Yep, that'll give him a slightly easier Main Street climb but I mean, Lynx was able to spark up most of it, so it's not really that much different.
Exactly.
But there are
Right here.
other rooms that you can do with spring ball that you can't do with just ice and high jump. So we'll see if
Oh,
Lynx ends up going
that's
back for
first power
that.
bomb, but you need to farm.
Ooh.
Okay, so he's gonna have to revert
Oh,
here.
he can get back. He can get back. But yeah,
Can he?
this is a really rough farm.
I don't even think it's worth it. If I'm being honest to you, this is
Yeah,
god awful.
because he did save after the croc kill.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
who
I
knows? There
think
might be
this
something good
is
on the other side. We haven't seen the other side of
true.
this room yet. So that map.
In
Oh, is
Ralex,
this in the
for
direction of
Ralex
the map?
fans, it is
This might.
somewhat in the direction of the map. The toilet was spotted as well. And it looked like it was close to toilet on the other side. On the left-hand side.
Although
So this is a...
we mentioned last game rooms where space jump can help. If Lynx
There you go.
comes this same path after Ralex does, he's going to be much faster.
Mm-hmm. All right, Spo, not an objective. We already knew that, though. Just back of missiles. Ralex got to take the... Go get his spring ball again.
Yeah, I didn't see what he reverted for.
Missiles. It was a dead end.
Okay, dead end. Okay, I saw every room up to that room, and then he just reverted so fast while I blinked and looked at Lynx.
Yeah, its only saving factor, his saving grace for that one was... Oh, is he going back? Oh, he's gonna get the supers, right? Was
Yeah, that
for it
makes
to
sense.
connect to the map, for no tragedies to happen, but lo and behold, tragedy strikes. It is in fact
He's
map
going
failure.
for this. This is
What's those power
brave.
bombs?
Ugh, yeah, you're out. See ya.
So yes, Link's definitely taking the correct way logically with the Vario suit. All of that heat becomes just basically null and void. So
Yeah.
it might just be a simple case of Ralex missing the Frog Speedway logic after he got speed boosted. Getting a little baited by that charge beam acquired.
Mm-hmm. Because he might just save after this too, after this power bomb grab.
Mm-hmm.
Just because the spring ball grab is not free. Oh, he's going for it. Nice speedy jump gets you across, and now you just got to be really fast and really careful to make it all the way back across. Has just enough health.
Good to go. Yep. Lynx more than likely gonna get tripped up and baited by this dead end missiles as well, as it does look like he's gonna get closest to the map.
Yep.
However,
But he is
might
gonna
just
burn
need
less
a
time
spring
on
ball
it.
save. Yeah. Been a lot less time. Nope. Taking a save, maybe?
Okay.
We'll
I
see if he
mean,
comes
yeah.
back for it. It does look like it'll go towards the map, but
I mean, he has to know there's an item down there, so I think you go for that no matter what. Unless
yeah,
you're just
so
going straight for the map.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, and with that Varia suit, not a problem for Lynx. Ralex might be heading back up to Frog Speedway. And there he goes.
Yep. Okay. So both runners just
However-
doing these things in slightly different orders.
He's gonna need some more health though. There's a little bit of heat on the way to Varia's suit. He's gonna have to go through 3 heated tiles, I believe. Yep, the very right-hand side of that Croc Speedway. I believe it's gonna block his path just in a couple of rooms.
Well, no, he gets barrier right here. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Doing a stutter water short charge.
Maybe I'm getting the seed bleed. Yeah,
Gets
they
it
went
first
up
try?
the Croc. They went up Croc Escape to get the speed booster charge.
Right. Yeah. Croc Speedway. Right?
Lynx,
I don't know.
nice little flatly jump with his space jump makes it very easy to do and is in fact in hard logic.
Alex says, I don't need no frozen crab. I'm going to just do some underwater wall jumps.
Yep, he is no amateur at this. That is absolutely certain.
right, got some Swiss cheese. Taking a little. What are those menus? Is that what those are called?
Yes, the bugs are called the menus. The little spiky little Koopa wannabes are called ouches.
With a W.
Yeah, with the W.
Because it gotta be edgy like that. Criteria map for Ralex. So he'll see that space jump and probably just leave.
Yep. Very similar suit to Lynx. So they're doing things in different orders. Essentially kind of doing the same things over and over, though. Lynx ended up keeping the missiles, because only 5 is pretty tragic. It was a little far, but he didn't want to go ahead and reset the power bombs and the supers that he got, instead just opted to run back.
And he also had space jump, which made traversing all of that significantly faster.
A lot faster.
Okay, taking some acid dips, doing this pillar room with power bombs, but not too bad. With Varia, it's not really that big of a deal.
Unless you're too slow. That's the only problem.
Unless you're too slow. Yeah. It's like, yeah, that's one of those rooms that feels like it really is on a timer. Because
yeah,
if you get through it quickly, you take like no damage. If you take too long, you're swimming in acid and suddenly all your health is gone, even with double suits. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, for those who do not know and are curious, for those who don't know and are curious, yes, the acid does go up the entire way. There's no safe spot. Well, Lynx is betting on this being Fantoon. It is.
And he bet correctly.
Pretty safe bet there. Fantoon loves the places that has multiple right doors. Green Brinstar, West Ocean, Business Center. Every once in a while, you'll see it in Oasis, though.
Every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen him. I saw like 2 or 3 races in a row where he was at the top of Red Key Hunter Shaft.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. He likes to be there sometimes, yeah. All right, so Ralex now following suit. And at this point, they are both on the same step, but Lynx has a distinct advantage. Being probably, I would say, about a minute.
Yeah. I think mostly just on order of operations.
Yep, exactly.
Because he went through Frog Speedway, got Varia and Space first, which made the Crocomire detour a bit faster.
Absolutely, yeah. Yep. Had he grabbed the Varia first, then he wouldn't have had to take those 2 to 3 resets. And yeah, they'd be neck and neck. So we got Turian.
Which, to be fair, they're still neck and neck, because Ralex is also about to run into Fantoon here after peaking the Fantoon map.
All right, so we got Torian and the Wreck Ship, both the 2 smallest zones in the entire game, on the left-hand side and single chamber. However, there is also a very convenient pivot save, also in single chamber. Nothing really else matters. They have the Varia, those 2 tanks down below with another X. Not that big a deal. Charged Ice with 20 supers, looking very strong for Lynx. He's just going to move on. Take the safety save. What do you think? Wreck Ship or Torian? Up or down? I'm going to say he's going to go down.
Which one's up and which one's down?
I think Torian is up and Wreck Ship down.
My gut says Torian.
Let's go. All right, so Torian it is, with a very close map.
Very, very close map. You love to see that. So even if it's the wrong place, you get to turn around immediately. There's bowling.
It's not the wrong play. However, will he turn back with Meridia at the bottom of this?
Ooh. I don't...
He's thinking.
Have we seen Mother Brain? No.
No.
Right?
I do not. Well, I'm getting Seed Blade. I can't remember if we have or not. I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't know.
If we haven't seen Mother Brain, Criteria has been cleared and is a dead end. Brinstar has been cleared and is a dead end. Well, it connects to Wreck Ship and Torian. If Torian's a dead end with an objective, he's going to proceed all the way downwards, and Mother Brain could be at the bottom. However, on the flip side, Mother Brain could be in Wreck Ship.
Yep.
So it's really just a 50-50.
Yeah. I think whichever direction you pick, you just have to commit. because like doubling back and forth over your own path can just burn so much time. Unless your exact read is correct, it's just going to lose you time.
Yep. So instead of being indecisive, he's just gonna go on down, get that bowling credit, and then gonna proceed swiftly into Meridia. Hey, look, free tank. Why not?
And his reserve.
I always like getting at least one reserve. One reserve is nice. Get an extra.
One reserve is great.
time.
A ton of reserves is rarely worth it compared to E-tanks, in my opinion.
No,
There's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah, I feel like the only time where I actually enjoy having a lot of reserves is when I'm going through like Three Musketeers, and I'm just like, let me just damage boost through these key hunters instead of trying to manip and jump around them.
Pause boost all of them. That is exactly the number one reason to get multiple reserves. Red Key Hunter Stairs and Three Musketeers.
Yep.
All right. Ralex.
Like Ralex following the same path. Also going to Torian.
It's fair.
Yep.
Gonna go back to wreck ship. All right, we got our
Ooh,
big
here
first
we go.
major divergence. Here we go. This is gonna get spicy. Lynx gets to go use the bathroom, take a drink of water, make a sandwich. This is so slow. That's just, so funny.
I like Ralex's approach here. I too am someone who likes to get all the hard stuff done first and take my break later, instead of taking my bowling alley break in the middle of the seed.
All right, some more ammo. Good ammo. We don't know where Ridley is. If I'm not mistaken, we don't know where Ridley is.
We do not know where Ridley is.
So yeah, he's still an objective, drafted by our number 5 seed Lynx. So yes, going around, exploring more, getting more ammo. That is very important. Misses the D boost, the short charge there. Got plenty of supers to make up for it.
Technically though, no, finding Ridley now I think is fine. Totally fine, because we have 25 supers, we have charge. Charge ice is not the beam you really want for that fight, but like it can be done. So like we got power bombs, we got missiles. It's really not that many charge shots to actually complete the Ridley fight.
Man, so right now Ralex is hoping for something good here. We've seen bowling. I think his worst thing right now is finding Mother Brain only. That's the worst thing.
That would be worst case.
Right, they have not seen Ridley or Mother Brain. So
but
says,
I think
major. If that's gravity
here.
plasma,
ooh, yeah, that could be good. We know it's not Spacer.
Round for Lynx.
Ralex saying, I don't want that. I'm just going to Torian. So yeah, I mean, I think Ralex's play is fine here, because the Torian map was so quick. You can be just like, okay, I know there's stuff here. I know there's stuff further down. And then I have that outstanding thing at wreck ship, and I have a revert that I can just do really quickly. So I think it's a reasonable play.
Reasonable, maybe, but with the time sink, you need something to get back your time lost.
True.
Even one of those is gravity. Suddenly, every single water room is now free game. Plus extra damage reduction on a already low tank Ridley fight. Extra damage. The Ridley damage cannot be underestimated with Varia only.
Very true. Yeah, because now he's just behind.
Exactly. He needs something
the
to
only
buy
thing,
back his time.
Yeah. The only thing he has is the confidence that wreck ship, he doesn't have to go back for wreck ship, but I don't think Lynx is ever going to be incentivized to do so anyway.
Absolutely not. Not with 30 and 25. He's got the Ridley ammo already. And there's Mother Brain. It looks like Lynx forgot Mother Brain in the exact same position as they were in the second seed.
He loves Big Pink.
And maybe if we go to the top left of Big Pink, we'll find Ridley.
Maybe.
And Lynx forgot to kill Ridley again. All right, so closing in on that Meridian map for Lynx. just above the the crab hole. Of course, it's the crab hole. All right, he knows the definite way to do this. He likes a little flatly jump. Is the logical way for hard tricky, or just hard in general. So everybody says Ridley close. Yes, he is.
Yeah,
He's got everything he needs to beat the game. Does not know where the ship is though. Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. Close is a little overstatement.
Yeah.
There. Not close, but
it's here. It's here.
It's here.
Ridley has been located, not in another zone.
Ridley moved to another neighborhood. No, he's still in the same neighborhood as Mother Brain.
Yeah.
He just changed houses.
For once, Ridley is not in another castle.
Yeah, the HOA made them move down to the next available house. Yeah. I hope none of the people have HOAs. That sounds like a major headache.
Oh, yeah.
If you do,
I'm sure that our chat's big enough. There's got to be some.
I'm sure.
And I'm sorry for your suffering.
Well, Ralex now gets to go make a sandwich, get a drink of water, use the bathroom. Gonna leave that extra tank behind, which is completely fair. You've got all you need. Hoping for extra beam power. What do we get?
It is screw attack.
Good enough.
Yeah.
It's useful.
It's useful. It's definitely not what Lynx wanted to see. Like, it makes the Ridley fight easier, but I think Lynx is more than experienced enough to not need it.
Do we have ship info? I don't believe we do.
I don't.
If Lynx goes back to wreck ship for ship,
that could be interesting. And maybe that's what Ralex was thinking. It's just like, okay, Turian continues on. I didn't waste time going for this map. Let me check the dead end to see if it's ship.
Exactly.
That could have been the thought process there.
The clean 30
that was so fast. That was so fast. I blinked.
It's incredibly quick, yes.
All right. Phaser for Ralex.
So just us from judging on the remaining majors, looks like Gravity is more than likely going to be in wreck ship, which could have helped buy back some time. The only other thing I could see if Wave Beam, Plasma, and Gravity were all inside wreck ship, maybe Ralex had a spot to coming back from this, but all in all, because of the way this seed worked out, I think Ralex made the better decision just reverting there.
Yeah.
It's so close. Meridian's right there, Mother Brain's right there, Ridley's right there.
So if we haven't seen ship, what's the only zone we haven't seen? Have we seen Norfair?
I don't think so. Pretty sure we started in Brinstar, we went north of Criteria, then we went... we got the Brinstar map, and then that connected to the wreck ship and Torian. So no, I don't believe we had.
That could be really interesting, though.
So
because again, the Ralex info that wreck ship doesn't have landing site. Like
if
that
it's a big number,
bait Lynx. Yeah, it could bait Lynx into going wreck ship, and wasting at least one blind escape. That could.
We have no idea how big this timer could be. Yeah, you're absolutely right. This could be a big difference. If this is a 2.5 minute, 3 minute timer, Lynx might be tempted to go to wreck ship. And it's not a close trip. Okay, so I see a strategy. This could be a big brain play. Lynx takes out Mother Brain, and then once he gets that save in Mother Brain, reverts back to the save in Brinstar where that the connector is, and checks wreck ship that way.
It could, but would that be faster than just going to wreck ship with full equipment? I guess it wouldn't be. Or I guess it would be faster, just because of how far away it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lynx. Oh, Lynx, don't. Okay.
No, he's fine. He's got 2 extra tanks.
Flashes of my own race there, getting stuck under the rink is in the acid.
Yeah, he's got it in the bag for sure.
Okay.
1 charge shot, all his missiles, or 6 charge shots and all the supers. We have no idea what this race timer can be, so get it in the chat, y'all. Throw in a random number. I've seen escapes up to 3 minutes and 40 seconds on these random seeds. Honestly, I'm kind of hoping for it. Big number.
I'm gonna say 245.
I'm hoping for a 3 minute plus. Oh, Norfair connector.
Oh wait, there's
there,
Norfair right there. Oh, okay.
But Norfair is large, so if it's a small number, if it's a small number, he knows it's a Norfair. But if it's large,
yeah. Although I feel like he's just gonna go Norfair anyway because it's right there.
it's true. All right, y'all. What do we got? Survey says
105.
Yeah, he's going to Norfair.
100%.
It's actually going to be like 3 rooms into Norfair, and that's it.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Lynx most likely taking this, and unless his internet cuts out and the meteor strikes his house, but not hurting him, and only his setup.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's going to be taking away this race here. Man, what a best of 3 though.
Yeah, dude.
Honestly, I'm not sure
one.
anybody's gonna be beating Lynx on this particular seed. He basically got the god route.
Pretty much, yeah. There weren't.
To his credit, though, he managed to read that beginning logic very quickly. Saw the speed. There it is. Did not get baited by the charge beam for Croc, and get your GG's in the chat. Oh, buddy.
Yes, we saw 105. No one in chat guessed 105. So no one gets the metaphorical cookie. Which is good because we only had 1 left. We gave out too many last race.
It's true. All right, what was our official race time? .gg finish time.
39 minutes and 2 seconds.
There it is, folks. Give it up for your winner of the best of 3, the favored racer, Lynx Unlimited.
That's crazy. The slowest race in this best of 3 was 40 minutes and 4 seconds.
Yep.
Also,
joining us now
Lynx,
in the booth of the commentary, Lynx, welcome on in. The winner of today's matchup, best of 3. How do you feel, my man?
Yo, what's up, guys? It is to Ralex. Is Ralex here?
Yeah, he's not yet.
Not yet.
He's in the channel down below
shortly.
prepping.
Yeah.
He's fixing his hair, clearing his throat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Felt pretty good about the last one. I mean, big I guess it, but I don't think I did too many like entering wrong doors or like bad checks. I think I played pretty good. Also the first one. Yeah, the second one I did a couple of lookies. But yeah.
Yeah, just a couple of oopsies, but yeah, it wasn't too far off, honestly. Just a couple of I don't know if you were expecting another double suit seed.
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, I was laughing. The varia into the speed is.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. It's very crazy indeed. Considering that your first seed was the actual double suit pick into a forced double suit item draft.
Plus the speed.
All right, so joining us now in the booth, Ralex. Welcome on in. How you feeling?
That last seed was so weird for the early game.
Yes, we'll definitely get to that in just a minute. Yeah. So that last seed, just in general, you guys are going back and forth a little bit, but where Lynx really took it away in that third seed, the random objective seed, is that he first went after getting speed booster. You both went and got charge in the Upper Norfolk Reserve Room, right? But instead of taking the charge to Croc, which is what you did, Ralex, he actually took Speedo and Frog Speedway, which netted him Various here in Main Street. So by the time he got to Croc and got power bombs with all that heat and stuff like that, he had already got Vari, he had already got Space Jump, so he only made one trip down there.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that, but I thought that maybe I would skip space and nothing else. Instead, it was Varia and space, which was kind of important.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Definitely. And then where it really took off from that point is that by the time you guys kind of got back together and converged leaving the original Brinstar area, you were about a minute and a half behind. He killed Fantoon, and then you got the map and was already on his way to the west hand side where the single chamber was, where that pivot save between Wreckship and Torian. And you're about to kill Fantoon. He took the pivot save and did not even give Wreckship a second look. Went straight to Torian there, where you peeked into Torian and then kind of reverted with the Wreckship. That was the other thing that kind of sealed the deal.
Yeah.
Particular thoughts about going back to Wreckship there? Or
well, I saw how far Meridia was, and because I was prepared to kill Ridley at that time, so if Ridley was in Wreckship, I would just kill and go down. And then I thought that maybe because I had the pivot save, it wouldn't be too much of a track, but I guess it was a lot of time lost there.
Yeah, you stepped in the Wreckship, and that map was nowhere near where you stepped in. So, thoughts about getting the map, seeing 3 majors, and not going for them?
I had enough water movement. We already saw Main Street, Everest, stuff like that. So I thought I gotta play aggressive. There's not really any other way.
True, very true. And after the point, we didn't know what Meridia looked like, so we were considering if you were going to stay for those majors or not, and it ended up being, in my opinion, the correct decision to not stay there and revert out. So the aggressive play was good there. On the flip side, Lynx, any particular reason you chose Torian over Wreckship there at that pivot save?
Yeah. Well, first of all, Ralex, GG's. Very close matches. Yeah, I mean it's the closer zone. I just prioritize what is closer. Just commit to it. I mean, there's no. They are kind of both like really close. So it's like a 50-50. So in that case, I'm just going to the closest door.
Which is fair, but at the same time, the Torian map was right at the entrance in the Green Brinstar shaft area. And then you saw that bowling was down there and Meridia was the complete opposite side. Did that not give you any kind of second guesses about checking Wreckship?
I wanted to do the objective, first of all, because if Meridia has everything else, it's perfect, and it was exactly like that. So there's not much else. I just wanted the objective, and there was a save right there, so it wasn't like the worst if I had to bail.
Absolutely, yeah. And as we know now that, in hindsight, it was actually like the perfect move, being that Meridia had Mother Brain and Ridley in there, so we could just completely skip Wreckship and kind of completely skip Torian as well. Any thoughts about the blind escape? Were you looking for a small number? I was personally looking for a huge number, but ship could have been anywhere. Yeah,
I was prepared to go to Wreckship, and then it was like no, this timer is just too little. I have to pause again, and then I saw the entrance. I was ready to go to the Wreckship.
Yeah, actually, I was thinking the same thing. Once I saw 1 minute and 5 on that escape time, I was like, yeah, there's no way it's in Wreckship. Your timer's going to run up before you even get there.
Minute 5?
Ralex, on the other hand. Yeah. So right when you come into Meridia, you come into the T room, which is right before Moat and Vanilla, right? You came in from the left side, which was Torian, and just on the other side of that T room was Norfair.
Yeah. Was the ship right in Norfair?
It was,
It was
I think,
West
3 rooms
Ocean
deep.
into it's West Ocean into the ship. I
A
think.
classic West Ocean landing site setup.
Classic.
So yeah. And now with that, we've covered all the differences in Seed 3. How about you, Ralex? Anything that stood out to you in one of your seeds? Pick a seed and we'll talk about that one next.
Oh, seed 2. I
Mhm.
I was really nervous about it at the end because if you noticed my last save, it was in Norfair before I went up to Criteria. So
Mhm.
that would have lost me around 20 minutes.
Yeah. I noticed that there wasn't necessarily a good save around. I wasn't for sure exactly where your last save was, but I knew there wasn't anything convenient.
Well, there was one
In
to
that one.
the left of Ridley.
Was there? Oh, yeah, there was. There was one there. You're right. Decided to play aggressive on that one too, I see, yeah?
Yep.
And we kind of missed it because we were focusing on Lynx. He was trying to catch up with his Ridley tech, and he had a really smoking good Ridley. We missed up your farm between Ridley and Mother Brain. And were you, I believe someone said you were just in Big Pink and ended up getting like 9 supers in a row or something like that.
Yeah, I just kept getting supers. I don't know what the drop rate on that is. So,
I think it's 24% ish. I think
really?
it's pretty
It
good.
seems
It's not
higher
bad.
than
yeah.
that. It seems like higher.
It does seem higher than that.
Yeah. Well, if you have full health, isn't it higher? Or does that
I don't
not
think
matter?
so for supers. I don't think it works that way with supers and power bombs.
Yeah, each enemy is different too. So sometimes it fills in the percentage with other items, and sometimes it doesn't. So
Oh yeah, Pap brings up a good point. In Map Rando, the rates for power bombs and supers are doubled on infinite farms. I think that's my understanding anyway.
oh, so it's doubled on supers as well. I thought it was only power bomb.
Maybe it might
That
just be
makes
power
sense.
bombs. I don't know.
I haven't looked into it for a long time, so that makes sense if it is doubled. Only for
It's
certain
only
bugs,
certain
supers?
bugs for
Yeah.
supers, says Nitro. Okay.
But yeah, so in the beginning of Seed 2, it was the item draft for those who forgot. I believe Lynx banned Varia, and then Ralex ended up banning High Jump, and then picked Crew Attack. Then Lynx picked Gravity Suit. So were
Yeah.
you feeling really good about your movement there, Lynx, for picking Gravity?
Yeah, I mean, the speedrun side of the game, it's my strength. So if I can move freely, I know I can save time. So yeah, felt pretty good about the grab pick there.
Yeah, absolutely. Thoughts about finding Varia right away? Literally the room you spawned in.
Double suit 2, electric boogaloo.
Yeah, we had 7
exactly.
majors before we got a missile, which was
That was really crazy. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. It was Varia into speed, into morph, into bombs, into spring ball, if I remember correctly, and then finally a
Shoutouts.
missile pack.
Shoutouts to for getting bumps for like a couple minutes there.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Lynx in Indiana Jones room in the second scene, if you can remember this, you ended up sparking up for the spring ball, and you tried the spring fling a couple times. Then you missed that a couple times, and then you just resulted in you kind of fell on the back of a double bomb jumps. But then you just turned around where that first missile was.
Yeah, that's because I forgot I had the bump, so I went up, so that was blocked by ammo, and then went down. I even tried to horizontally spark, and you can't do that with no tanks. And
Not from the wall, yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I felt pretty bad. Like super behind. I had to play like. I mean, I did some skips that I think Ralex did too in Torian. There was a major in Wasteland that I chose not to grab, and tried to avoid the excess as much as I could. Just try to move, and yeah, I think if I didn't overlook, maybe it was close at the end, but it's hard to say. I feel really proud about the 4x at the Ridley because I've been grinding any percent again, so
Yeah,
it was nice to
that was
pull that
really
off.
good.
Like if I won because of that, it would have been like super super crazy.
You would have popped off.
Yeah.
But no, in fact, yeah, Ralex just ended up keeping that lead on you for a little while there, and I think that it was still pretty close by the time you guys finished the beginning logic stuff, and I couldn't quite remember exactly what gave Ralex the edge, but he was ahead and he just stayed ahead.
What was your
Wow.
loadout for Ridley, Ralex?
I think I had. Well, I didn't have 20 supers. I think I had like 18, and then I had 30 missiles and ice charge wave, I believe.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
we had the same basically. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
actually
Mhm.
thought about getting a blue suit and going down. What was it? Climb supers to get that major because we only really had beams left. That was actually plasma.
Man, you're crazy with all the speed tech. To try to pull off some crazy stuff in every seed.
Yeah, Ralex actually mentioned to me before when I told him I was commentating his race. He's like, he replied to me directly. He said, "I learned super jump. I learned super jump." I'm like, "Come on, super jump
Nice.
seed, let's go."
Wait,
I'm ready for it.
where can you use that? Like, in Rando, can you use like a super jump somewhere?
So a double X mode super jump can result in a blue suit, and you can do that in the climb supers on the spikes up top, or you can do it in the Edikun E tank room.
Oh,
And
to
we've
get the
actually,
item. Oh,
hmm
that's pretty
you
sick.
can, yes,
Well, you can do it
and not only
anywhere.
that, yeah, basically you can use it anywhere. Like if Mother Brain's close and you don't have ice, you can get a blue suit and speed skip.
Damn.
Yeah, it's useful. It's not very common for that to be useful, but it can be very, very time saving. Absolutely.
Yeah, because the connection to that major was like through bowling and then green pirate shaft. That would have been too long.
I'm sorry, my co-commentator word sayer. I've been kind of hogging all this. Anything you want to add?
No, you're
Feel free to
good.
just jump right in. But yeah,
No,
C2. It. I've been kind of hogging all this. But yeah, in C2, definitely Lynx, you were technically on escape. You got the return snipe. It was still a long escape, but Ralex did snipe you, very technically. But it was a counter snipe because you actually sniped him in the first seed on what is, I believe, a 35-second escape. How much closer could that race have gone, right? A double suit seed. You both start up in Business Center. You're both just kind of scrambling to see where to go, and then you're just kind of locked out of every path because super door here, power bomb door there, missile door here, another missile door there. Any thoughts about how the beginning of that seed started versus what maybe you typically saw in like the last tournament links where double suit usually leads to a lot of scrambles, a lot of really long one ways? Thoughts on that?
Yeah. So, well, I'm really interested in watching that one back, specifically because after you do all the early game, I'm guessing you got the missile for the Phantom fight, Ralex?
Yep.
Okay. So after that, yeah, you have the choice to go up, to Turian or just like try to get the major down there and go to Bryn. So Ralex went up, but I don't know like what was like the configuration of Turian. Was it like a fast travel?
It was
Can't remember.
right next to a major, which was charge. I don't think I should have done that because I would have had to go that way anyways to kill Ridley. And I was thinking about saving, but I just forgot to do that. And then I went T and just got screwed over.
Yeah,
And
'cause I don't think you ever
Oh,
got the
right,
map in
yes.
Turian, did you?
No, I didn't. There was a speed lock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a speed lock for sure. And in that seed, yeah, so at the top of Big Pink was Torian, which there was a pivot save just to the top, the middle left door. Well, the second from the top left door, Big Pink, because there's 4 of them. Where Mother Brain was in the second 2 seeds. There was a pivot save there, which I'm surprised you didn't take before going to Torian.
Well, I was thinking about taking it, and then I just forgot.
Ah.
Been there, done that. Bought that T-shirt.
Yep, absolutely.
And then
Absolutely.
the other choice was picking a
Brimstone?
Crateria instead of Maridia. because you have like aqueduct, which has like the entrance to the right, or you can go down into Crateria. So yeah, I just chose the closer, which was Maridia. I don't know what was the reason for you, Ralex, to go like right into sea there.
He went down the sand pits, which had like 3 majors.
Yeah.
Because of the majors. Okay, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah,
speed was down
that's
there,
good. Okay.
and I didn't want to like hit Meridia with another speed lock.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's smart actually.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
good. And honestly, it really worked against you there, Lynx, because there was no speed locks inside of Meridia or Wreck Ship. So like you managed to get all the way deep into both of those zones, got both those mapped, and then had a nice little convenient save in Brinstar to get back out. But yeah, at that point, it was very close.
Yeah, I think my movement maybe I feel like I was moving pretty quick in that one, so maybe I got the edge because of that. I don't know.
You were moving very quick because by the time you both went to sea, Ralex was actually ahead by like I would say 45 seconds or so. And then
Right, yeah.
you know, with Ridley being there, or I'm sorry, with Kraid being there. Kraid was there?
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Kraid and C.
Yeah, Kraid and C.
Right.
And you both were going to Kraid, you finished it up, and then just slowly but surely, the biggest couple of things was definitely worst room of the game.
Yep, I was
Ralex
definitely
actually had a couple problems there.
Yep.
Yeah. And then
But
Lynx,
Ralex was
you know,
still
being-
ahead at that point, I think.
Yes.
Just
But-
barely.
Yeah, he was still ahead, but it closed the gap quite a bit, significant bit there. And then, you know, of course, Lynx grinding that 80%, he went through that first try. So,
Yep.
and then just a little bit of movement here, a little bit of movement there, ended up with the Lynx snipe on a 35-second escape. But speaking of moving though, Ralex, man, you're kind of kicking butt, man. I'm just saying, you are not playing like a 22 seed. I'm just saying, okay? For those who don't know, Lynx is an any percent runner. He's also 100% runner. He's also the number 5 seed in this tournament. Ralex is the number 22 seed. And I'm judging from your movement, you're underseeded, man. I'm just got to say. Very impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. He
No,
also
I
got
think
3K. Oh, sorry. He also got 3K in the leaderboard. GG's.
Yep. Yeah, I think my movement's been pretty decent ever since I started playing. So
Yeah, it's
I guess I have
definitely
that.
you're a force to be reckoned with for sure. Okay, we're sorry. I keep saying this. I keep hogging and all. Anything you want to say?
No, you're good. You've been doing great. You're keeping track of the races better than I am.
It's hard to, but yeah, a lot of practice.
Yeah.
Any other things you guys want to talk about? Any special moments, like maybe a Ridley fight that went wrong, or perhaps not finding the right way? The Ralex, anything about these 3 seeds that really spoke out to you, frustrated you?
My early game on the first seed.
Mm.
First my Fantoon fight, I think it was like a 5 round, and then
Yes, yeah.
L in West Ocean. That was funny. I think that's a 20-second time loss.
Yeah, I saw what happened on that Fantoon as well. You just shot the P shot a little too late, and it didn't destroy all the flames, and the flamed ate your missiles, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's something I gotta work on. Fantoon and Dragon.
Oh yeah, the Dragon too. Yeah, they're tough, especially if you have speed, gravity, and no high jump. Dragon is a pain in the butt. Lynx showing up with his expertise on that one, though. Managed to hit every single short charge he attempted in that room. Like,
And he did a
didn't
lot
miss a
because
single one.
Dragon kept swooping.
Yeah, Lynx got hit with lady swoops a lot over there, but still did not miss the chance to shine spark at all. Yeah, just showing how consistent and why he's one of the top map random runners in this tournament. So yeah. Any other special thoughts, special things about the seeds you saw, Ralex?
No, I think that's about it.
All right, Lynx, your turn. Anything that spoke out to you? Maybe some frustration, bad RNG, anything like that?
No, just the overlooks. On the second game, the bomb and I went to run into a dead end through the Kakali. I thought it connected to get to the green shaft there. So yeah, I got the same overlooks at the the last game with a sponge. So
Mhm.
yeah, definitely have to work on that, because mapping, like the pauses, checking the map, is definitely my biggest flaw. So yeah, just that the first and the third race felt like pretty straightforward. I stick uh, to my decisions, and it paid out.
Yeah, definitely so on that last seed. I honestly don't think that many people would be beating your route on that last seed at all. Not even close. Just made all the correct decisions. I want to bring one thing up on the first seed again for Ralex. How do you feel about seeing that 47-second pause timer when by the time you finish that first seed?
Yeah, it's definitely a PB. Well, one time I did get a 32, but I was intentionally like trying not to pause, and I ended up placing like 6th in a race.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't count. 47
Yeah,
is
no.
yeah.
Dude, is that
Yeah.
like the lowest pause time we've seen so far?
That
Had to be
I've seen
pretty
It's the
close.
personally,
lowest
yeah.
I've seen, that's for sure.
And Word's been doing a lot of commentary.
I will say I
A
haven't
lot of
commentated a
commentary.
lot of Nitro seeds, so maybe Nitro's done something like that, but
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
known for it.
I don't
But-
think I've seen any of them close to that. Like when I saw Lynx's 134 on that one, like, wow, that's really fast. That might be the lowest one I've seen. And then Ralex with the 47, like, what?
Yep. And I got the privilege to commentate the Tillymore versus Nitro, and I think both of his seats he was like a minute 30, minute 40. But yeah, he's like actively grinding to keep down those map times though. So yeah, he might have pulled on one that's pretty close, but man, 47 seconds, that's really impressive.
Yeah, both Nitro and Telemorph have really good pause times. So I
And it
respect
adds
that.
up. It makes a
Yep.
difference in seats like this. It really does make a difference.
But you
All right.
gotta be good enough to keep those low pause times and also not make overlooks or bad routing mistakes for it to actually matter. I'm not there yet, I
Mhm.
can say. So it's even more impressive when you see someone who's racing that fast and still keeping their pause times low, because you got to take in a lot of information.
Yes, absolutely. You just photographic memory seems to be the superpower needed to keep those pause menus low, and I haven't really managed to do it myself personally.
Maybe the answer is just photographs.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would say that borderline on the line of illegal, bannable offenses there. But hey, I'm not outside. I'm not against that for commentators. I might have to deal with these freaking.
Yeah, we
pauses
might
on
have to do it on
47
commentary.
seconds.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, with this being settled, this best of 3 between number 5 Lynx and number 22 Ralex, who should probably be like number 10 or something. You are officially out of the gold bracket. You'll be moving down to the silver bracket, I believe, in the first round there, Ralex. Lynx will be moving on to round 5 of the lower gold, awaiting to see who wins between Tillymorph and Dessler. Dessler has been playing above. He's been punching above his weight class too, so that'll be an interesting one to see. But yeah, let's see. And if you manage to beat whoever's that, you'll probably be taking on either Nito, the number 2 seed, or Lopter, the number 7 seed. So,
Oh boy.
yep. If you manage to progress up that far, good luck.
It's all uphill from here.
Yep, it's
No joke.
all
Yeah.
uphill. But yes, what a fantastic best of 3. Any finishing thoughts? And we're gonna wrap this up pretty soon. Or maybe actually let Word say something or two.
Yeah,
I've had
what-
plenty of time to
Oh,
say my words throughout this tournament. You're fine.
Thank you guys for the comms. Thank you, Slam, for tracking. Thank you for everyone, staff, admins of the tourney. It's always fun times to race in tourney. So yeah, GG's again, Ralex, and yeah, best of luck in the silver bracket.
Yeah, I could say the same thing to you. Yeah, thanks for commentating. I don't think we had enough commentators until like later this morning, because I looked at it last night and there wasn't a spot. So yeah, thanks for doing that.
All right, so Ralex, and move on to the silver bracket, but watch your step because there's going to be a lot of heavy hitters down there too. All the way up until the round 6 of the loser gold brackets, people are going to be sitting down to silver. So you're going to have a lot of competition, but keep playing like you do today, and I have no doubt that you'll go far in silvers.
Indeed.
Yep. All right, Word Sayer. Any final thoughts? I just want to say thank you for these runners and GG's again. Fantastic performance. One of the best matches I've seen. A very unexpected showing from Ralex. I know you've been grinding. I see your race time points. They're skyrocketing. Ralex stocks are going up, baby. I'm just saying. But yeah, GG's to you guys, and thank you for putting on a wonderful match.
Indeed. Yeah, GG's both. Everyone in chat, make sure to go follow our runners. Also follow my co-commentator, Spiffy Thomas. Thank you all for watching. If you want to watch more Map Random, we got some more coming on tomorrow. We have Lopter versus Nito at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We have Eddie versus Nevdi at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And Dessler versus Tillamorph at 7:30 Eastern Time, all happening tomorrow. So we got a lot more Map Rando throughout the weekend. So definitely stay tuned for that. Again, thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you to everyone who worked so hard to put this tournament on. It has been a blast. We're still probably a little over halfway through. We're over halfway through. But that so much work has gone on behind the scenes to make this tournament happen. Shout outs to all the runners who joined. 64 people in this tournament is huge. It's a huge tournament. It's so good to see people, so many people who are loving the game so much to join this tournament and have so much fun with it. I thank you again, Spiffy, for joining me. And unless anyone else has anything to say, I guess we'll see you next mission.